The following D&D campaign is rated PG-MA-LSVEP. It contains strong language, sexual situations, violence, extreme nerdiness, and proper naughty behavior. It is intended only for a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'll tell you later.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to the Obsidian Scar. We're back. We had a week off, but we are ready to get back into it. So let's start with our rolls. Let's do that first. So, okay.
Oh,
Nothing if not consistent.
great.
I'm not a level 9 barbarian.
What are you doing
What
over
is
there?
I'm just looking at the stream.
No.
Ben's friend, how did that end up there? That's weird. That's strange. Thank you.
Something
Amelia.
fishy is going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the hair. Oh yeah, the hair's cool.
the hair is pretty amazing.
I put an Ileana in the last window for this week or two with like a French mustache and like, you know, some X's over the eyes. Just kidding.
Dan, please.
I so hope somebody rolls to.
What is everyone's rolls?
20.
Nine.
Oh,
Okay.
I priced
Okay.
this right to do, Amelia. It's 18. I'm sorry.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Every week, one of you.
our ties, our twins have it because I rolled a 3 again.
Aw,
nice.
yay.
Well done.
All right. Who's doing the Elzaris roll this week?
Is it okay if I don't think I've done it in a bit. Is that okay?
Yeah, do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah,
you. The
go for it.
D100, right?
Yes, sir. Let's see if
Alright.
that bounty works.
It's an 11. I don't know. I
Yeah.
have no idea if that's good or bad. So.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Well, Victoria made a face, so.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Oh.
there's definitely something happening there.
missed it.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Steven, you have a recap this week, right?
Kind of, yeah.
All right. Let's see what you got.
Oh, all right. So last time, the last session was basically combat. We snuck around. We had an Arcanoloth to fight, and then we got done with that. Went looking for some pit fiends. I believe we cut one into little pieces, and then helped another one start an OnlyFans. That's in my notes anyway. I don't know
What?
why.
Mhm.
Is that anyone else's notes too? A pit fiend
No.
OnlyFans?
Fans in here.
Yeah.
Oh, well. And then at the end of the session, I disconnected and didn't see what happened.
Oh, that's right.
So if anyone has anything they want to add to the end, or something really vital that I'm missing, which is what happens when we miss a
Mhm.
session.
No, that was pretty much it.
All right. Well, with that, it is
Wasn't it?
time
Stand back.
it's time to drive Obsidian's car.
Was there
Wait
anything
a
else?
minute.
Was there something else?
Listen, y'all. We can.
I just remember taking 2 hours to show Gregory what friendship was. but
Yeah.
That's what.
It was only an hour. Okay.
We're heading into the Margatas Trench. That's the only other thing that I.
Yeah. So sure. We'll leave that recap at that. Why not?
Sorry.
Okay, so currently you are all on your ship heading to the Margatas Trench. You just left San Bartos, which was the last known stop between here and the Margatas Trench. At this point, all of any other outposts of the Assembly aren't on your maps that the Assembly gave you, at least the last time that you were in town. So you're kind of out on your own at this point. You think you're probably about a week and a half out, but the maps are a little crude. You only have the shorelines, so it's hard to gauge. You did just bid goodbye to Maeve. However, Gregory is in the galley, working as a galley assistant until you get closer to where he thinks his father, a dragon turtle, is. Yeah, so you've got a few days at sea. It is first thing in the morning as you are departing. What would you guys like to do?
Probably get
I have
everyone. Go ahead, Stephen, please.
I was gonna say, I have a really, really stupid question.
Mhm.
Did that doofus actually die and stay dead? I don't remember.
You don't remember.
I hate him so much, I just assumed he was dead.
Yeah, so you remember him turning to both Icar and Ash when he disappeared, and then of course there was a person at the mansion that watched you fight him, who seemed to also believe that he was dead. So
Okay.
yeah.
Then yeah, what I would do, because I feel like I got pretty good at it, is I'm just all about being at my cannons and working on gunnery and making people think that I know what I'm doing more than I actually do.
Okay. Perfect. Anyone else?
Go ahead if anyone.
I mean, no, I'm just gonna keep navigating.
I would like to.
And then I guess I was gonna say we would just work on more book stuff, wouldn't we?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to work on the book stuff?
To see if there's anything not super obvious that we could use regarding information towards getting Lennox necessary materials for his boon.
Me open up his boon. I don't think his had anything weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a potion back in a different town that I need to collect.
Yeah. You do. Yep. Let's see here.
But other than that, I don't think I have anything pressing to take care of.
Jeff doesn't. What you got?
Oh, I was just going to say the only thing that is on that list that you guys haven't started to pursue for Lennox is a gift from an immortal being. Assuming that he can acquire a beloved trinket from his childhood. So
those two will be more difficult.
So it's
one or the other.
No, it's both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the 750 gold pieces worth of gemstone dust, and it must be all the same type, but that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
The vial of potion of time stop is something that he's having worked on at the moment. So the beloved trinket and the gift from an immortal being are the two things that he needs. Remembering that all of it is going to be consumed by the spell.
Okay. Do that. You can ask. I should have asked Rhea while you're back in town. Okay. I think I'd like to call forth a brunch with our main patriots here on one of the days.
And I would certainly stop messing with cannons to do that. I do have one more DM question.
Of course.
Do we have lingering damage to our ship from combat?
It at this point, with the couple of stops that you've already made, and then oh my goodness, and then the amount of time that you were in the Nine Hells while your crew was working on the ship, at this point, most of that damage, anything is superficial at this point. There's a little bit of cosmetic work to do, but they've been working on that as you've been at sea.
Okay, is our and I mean this word ambiguously, our bust at the front of the ship, is that intact?
That was the first cosmetic repair that they made, knowing how important it is to their employers.
All right, this is why we pay them as well as we did.
Yes, it was that and the flag. The flag had a little bit of damage, but that was updated.
Okay, sick.
What a crew.
They have started anticipating your needs.
Excellent.
Yeah, Ileana will be up for the brunch.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I'll just use the mind link and check in with everyone. If y'all have some time, I was just hoping to kind of just a quick brunch together, and we've been through so much since we were tasked with this. I'd like to just cover exactly what we're looking to do at the trench again, and make sure we're all on the same page to avoid any mishaps. If you have a wee bit of time.
Always. I'll be up in a moment.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Derek says out loud, "On my way."
Nice.
To-
I'll ask him to get some coffee. Everyone's whatever we have. I know it's limited, but try and get everyone's tasty treats set for them.
Sure. Yeah. And knowing your love of bacon and breakfast sandwiches, those are some of the things that are actually the most robust in the pantries. So you can find plenty of things for brunch.
I don't think we should ever leave this ship. It's a fucking paradise.
Well, a morning to you all. We've just been through so much. Jules, I wanted to just give you a particular thank you for helping us with Pepino. I know you came into this one.
No. Glad to kill that guy anytime.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, he popped up pretty early on when I joined you guys. I was with you guys like, I don't know, just like a couple weeks, then he flew down like an asshole.
Right.
So.
Oof. Such an heart. Well, that's appreciated. Moving videos around. Fuck.
No, don't worry about
it. Like
it.
A fucking mosaic bullshit, and it switches around. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Lennox, is everything okay? You seem a little distracted.
We're just a little bit distracted.
Yeah. To fill for you for a second, Derek will get real serious and look at Ileana and to say, I need to thank you. I thought it was over, and you brought me back, and I really don't know what I can do to repay you.
Derek, we're on the same team, okay? You don't have to repay me. It's I mean, I appreciate the thank you, but it's fine. I just, next time when I'm dying in battle, I return the favor.
I did prepare a new spell that might help with that if it ever comes up. I wanted to be prepared like you were, because you didn't do things to help yourself to save that if you needed it, to make sure you had the strength to be there if one of us needed you, and I did. So I'll be there for you if you ever need it.
It was
and Derek's fur is getting a little moist below his eye.
Oh, Ileana will like pull out, like try to find something to like maybe offer him the end of her scarf.
Oh,
yeah.
He says, "No, I can't take anything further from you." And he pulls out his billowing cape from behind him.
Oh, okay. I'm just glad that you're here, Derek.
Same. And then I'll look back at Linux, who was talking and had gotten really distracted by his internal narrative.
You good to go? You good to go, Linux? Are you doing
so.
okay?
It's
just a little pat on the shoulder.
So many ups and downs, and I'm just glad that Pepino's alive and that Jules is here and you're all here. But you know, I don't do a good job of remembering things, so I know that we're heading to investigate the giants, and it's supposed to be reconnaissance only. I think. No engaging specifically. I think she said, "Do not engage. Just gather intel." Does that sound right, or is that just something I fancied myself?
Well,
That
I
sounds
mean,
good.
we're spying on behalf of the dragons, right? That's why we're going.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it would be even if that wasn't the direct, I still think that would probably be best to you know, not stir the pot if possible.
Probably just generally dangerous too.
Giants and
Yeah.
such. I think the few we encountered, I guess we didn't have to fight in there and that and during our meeting there, but they certainly seem formidable. Not sure. Do you think that there's anything we should prepare to try and be stealthy or otherwise visible or anything like that ahead of time, or do you think we should take our usual, you know, head on in and see what what we can do?
I mean, you guys have met the giants, right? That's what
Some
you
of
guys
them,
told me.
Yeah,
hey,
So
yeah, we. I guess what we need to ride griffins again to get up there. So being real stealthy sounds like it would be a challenge. Maybe it's better to be open about our presence and stealthy about our intent.
just gonna
What
give
is
or take it. Yeah.
yeah.
Look at what you're eating today.
It's very
Like,
wise, Derek. Derek, are you feeling well?
That's, yeah, I've been through a lot.
fine.
But so perhaps we can come up with an ulterior reason we're visiting that would make sure no one was suspicious of us. And perhaps we could come up with something that would help us make a little coin in the process because we don't have enough of that, clearly.
I mean, we could always use more.
Right.
If I've learned
Sounds-
anything about capitalism.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Oh. Perhaps we can. I mean, I imagine we have to dock like anyone else, and we'll head into the. Wait, this is a trench, so this is outside of a city. We can maybe just gather intel, whatever the closest village or town or city is, and maybe someone there needs help out.
Well, didn't we? We do have to go underwater somewhere. Because we bought
I don't-
the water breathing caps.
So
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
we won't be able to. In that case, maybe just stealth then if there's no one to interact with. I'd hate to show up near a secret trench and be like, "Hi, we're here for normal reasons. Go find us."
I mean, we could say we overheard something at the pirates thing, like a treasure or something valuable.
Right. That would be good to have lined up beforehand in case we're caught. You know what? No, I don't know how well that would work. A looking glass will work in the darkness of water. Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Worst comes to worst, I can piss in a bowl and put some cardamom in it.
That worked last time, didn't it?
It didn't
Wow.
not work.
Well, yeah, you got committed to the asylum, right? That's what you got institutionalized.
Yeah, let's
believe.
Yeah.
try to avoid that.
Yeah, like I said, I've been through a lot.
Right. All right. Well, I don't want to overthink it or anything, but I just wanted to make sure we all, knew it was fairly secretive and that I was understanding it right. And he's really looking forward to getting back to like a civilization as much as I can't stand the assembly.
Yeah. I mean, and we have a lot of shit to.
Oh, so much.
We've been in some towns just not that long ago.
No, but those are
No,
like those
like
are
a-
like
right.
fucking bumfuck town. Those
Not
were
a
just
shithole town that's
Yeah.
that great.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Like
a
a
proper
city.
town. And our home is there.
Sure.
Oh, our home, and I just think of the decor at the home. Like,
yeah.
but if we sell
We got a
things,
great couch. It's okay.
no,
We
we
only
I
had
mean,
one,
expensive
think,
couch.
was
So it's gaudy looking and it's not comfortable, but it's there.
There it is. Utility though, and I look at Jules, like a lot of utility with that couch. If I recall.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I know we all have things to do, and I'm eager to dig back into those books, Jules. Hey, I think I'm gonna bring some food out to Artemis and just take a little time to myself with some coffee up on the deck. But of course, if any of you need
Coffee
anything-
for what?
the deck.
The... One more time, Lennox.
I'm gonna go up on the deck.
He said a deck.
Oh,
Okay.
I tried to extra
I
say
know.
it like deck.
Oh, sorry, Lennox. I thought you were saying deck. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I misunderstood.
That's all right. Oh, that's a great. And then I'll just,
Sometimes.
small talk and
Yeah.
then
Well, before we leave, can anyone think of a better thing to tell them than we overheard there was a treasure here or something? Or I don't know. It seems
Right.
pretty simple, right? It's
and we're pirates, right?
Wait,
Well, just on
wait.
our
So wait. So we're telling the giants that we overheard there's a treasure there. That's why we're there.
If we get
yeah,
caught.
if they see us. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hopefully they won't see
Sure.
us.
Right.
Okay.
Do you have anything, Ilion, in your experience that? Oh, never mind. I forgot your folks. From your nation don't like water. You wouldn't have anything that could help you see better underwater.
No, I don't have any water. I've ways to get in. No, I mean, from my experience, it's kind of difficult to, especially when you don't know the area. You've never been there before, and we've never really seen this place or this particular group of giants. It's a little difficult to plan out too much until we get there and we can lay eyes on it, something. So, I wouldn't get too discouraged that we don't have an exact plan yet, Linux, but once we get there, I'm sure that we can assess the situation and find out the best course of action.
Are you at all? How are you feeling about going underwater? Are you concerned with the darkness or soul crushing pressure on the ocean?
We're not going. I'm going that deep,
Ileana's
whatever.
face just drops a little bit at the soul crushing pressure.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't.
Perfect.
Those are things that I wouldn't worry about too much. I was trying to outswim
Yeah, I mean,
a giant monster. I might.
You have a
Right,
hat,
but-
right? You have one of those hats that the hat will protect you, Ileana. You'll be fine.
We all have water breathing caps.
There you go.
I think I bought enough for everyone.
Perfect.
Thank you. Do they all look the same? Or are they different styles?
Oh, right.
Well, I
Can we
had
give
a
Derek a fedora?
no, it doesn't. The styles
It
aren't
looks so
different,
cute.
but I get to them painted different colors. So
Hmm.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll be fine. We have the hats.
We've got
Yeah.
the hats, the story.
Yeah,
We're
I mean, what could
We're fine.
possibly
We've
go
gone
wrong
through with
considering
less
the
than
last
that.
time?
yeah.
Considering the last time that we tried to go someplace underwater, that it was pretty not the best.
I well, Ileana, what if you brought at least, I think one of the giant testicles, and if they get like any ideas and they don't want to listen to our story, you can be like, take the giant testicle out and be like, this is what happened. The last giant that questioned us. Maybe they'll.
Wasn't that Pit Fiend?
It is.
Are
but I
you
figured
are
it
you
may be about the
thinking?
same
Are you
size.
saying
Mm.
that the testicles of a pit fiend and the testicle of a giant are the same? Linux?
In my imagination, just kind of looked off.
They're
and-
different sizes, Linux. There's a bit of a difference there, not only in the size but also in the shape.
The shape.
Is one more
Giants are more
Oblong
oval. Yes.
than-
Oh, more of an egg
Yeah.
shape than like
Pit,
a
hang-
pit
they
fiends are perfectly circular. It's
Definitely
huge.
hang a bit
like a melon
different.
scoop, right? Oh, all right.
Sure,
Understood.
sure.
All right.
which one? Which one? Which one is more oval?
We
Which
need a
one's more
notebook for this.
oval?
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's the
Giants.
giant ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Oh, see,
Got it.
Derek knows. Derek's
Yeah.
seen. Yeah.
Derek, has that ever made it into one of your plays?
No, but I am getting a bit of inspiration.
Oh,
I'd love to see the props.
I feel like I would have advantage in writing on this.
Nice. Oh, all right. Nice. So let's, if I have to. Let's get up on the deck. Let's just sit on the deck with me. Nothing like sitting on the deck and hanging your feet over the side and the water taking
Yeah.
you.
I mean, sounds like last night.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Who amongst us?
All right, I think we've got this. We're getting fairly good at this until we
Yeah.
aren't. So
A little bit of optimism there, Thunic.
Oh, we'll be
We
fine.
got it. We got it. It's fine.
This is no. You're gonna knock my camera over.
Look, we just took out an Arcana, you know? Like we're
hey, and a pit fiend.
unstoppable.
Well, I guess that was mostly me.
You did. I mean, I told you how great you did last night. So
On the deck.
Oh, the deck.
are we getting some coffee? Or are we going
Yeah.
coffee soon, right? Just
That's why you were on. It was the C word, dick. Life is so good.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Well, unless there's anything else we need to discuss, I'm gonna get back to work. And
no, fine.
did we ever settle what the HR deal was? I forgot.
no, we had the meeting.
Weren't we gonna hire someone or create like a?
Talk to well, we haven't really
Whoa.
been in a place that I don't think that there's enough people
We were looking to
to
find
hire. Yeah,
Right.
we're gonna have to. That's gonna have to be a very particular person to be our HR rep here on the ship.
Wouldn't your
I
guys
got
spend
fired,
Pepino
right?
be an excellent HR?
Oh, shite, you're right.
Yeah, he would.
Empathetic, high intelligence, and emotional.
I know that he wants to
intelligence.
get off somewhere.
Don't we all?
Anytime. I'm
Anywhere.
gonna go get some coffee. Just gonna head out. Get him
Yeah,
some coffee.
We did play a TVMA for a reason.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Nice. Do we have a sending stone now with Pepino, or are we just relying on? He's not.
He's still on the boat. He hasn't left the boat. Right, Victoria?
I thought maybe.
he left.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, did he leave?
Yeah, I thought Maeve was taking him, dropping him off somewhere. Maybe not.
I don't think we
Yeah.
established what he was doing.
Was Pepino?
I know he was going to head back to the Casadocian Pass at some point because it was the most logical place to go, but that
Right.
so it's up to you guys if you wanted him to stay with you or not.
Oh yeah, I
feel
just
like
assumed he was
asked
gonna
him
be on the
go,
ship.
but was like, yeah, we didn't want him on the ship because of how dangerous it was and everything.
Right.
But what would you like, Pepino?
Pepino's no longer in my hands. Pepino's been leave.
Much to the
True.
DM's dismay, I'm sure.
He's pretty easy to roll. He's pretty easy to think of what he would do.
No.
He would have hitched a ride with Maeve. So you can try and reach out to him via like sending or whatever, but They're probably, it is the same day that you just left San Barthos, so
Gotcha.
they're still in San Barthos. They have not
Mm.
left.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a pressing matter. We can just,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
I don't know. All right. Back to
Right, well-
books and chill for Lenny.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so we will, is there anything you guys want to get done? I'm going to say on the first, it's going to take you probably about 4 or 5 days to get around the side of the isle, the large island that you guys are working your way around right now up the west coast. So is there anything that you guys want to get done outside of what you've already talked about in those 5 days?
No, not for me.
Okay.
No, Ileana would just, help her on the deck,
Mm-hmm.
both.
Mhm.
And also probably, even though I know you've already given the information,
Yeah.
Victoria, about Joaquin,
Mhm.
Ileana probably would probably kind of look, see if that's in, kind of like look that over in her book,
Mhm.
which I'm not expecting any additional information. You've given me
Yeah,
plenty.
no, that's okay. Yeah.
But also she also picked up 3 slutty books during
Mhm.
her excursion. So she would start
Mhm.
pawing through those to see what those are about.
Sure. She did pick up 3 spicy books.
Yeah.
And I would say that, Ileana had taken a look at the stuff about Joaquin briefly, but you can find essentially anything from like the official sources about Joaquin in your book.
Okay.
Because even though she's a minor deity, she was covered quite a bit in this particular tome that you have.
Okay.
And then I will get you the names. I'll text you the names of the 3
Okay,
books so that way
cool.
you can share to your delight.
Lovely.
Anything else? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then I'm just gonna find out if anything happens over the next 5 days before we start to reach the point where you might be out at CC and there won't be any coast. Okay. All right, so on the 3rd evening, it's getting late and you can see that there is a storm brewing off the western side of the islands.
Oh,
Your captain, Henry, who was the bosun of the Maiden's Gem, has been keeping you fairly close to the coastline, as close as he can, simply because of pirates, there's like Triton tribes that Fen told you about, that they often require you to like give them tribute if you pass through their waters. So he's just trying to avoid all of that by staying close to the coast. But he warns you that this particular maelstrom looks quite bad. So he's saying, let's pull up the sails for the evening. Let's make sure everyone's below deck. Like there's no need to have a watch because it's going to get really hairy. So prepare in any ways that you need to, pick up any portable holes that you might have out and about, because things are going to get pretty bad.
Oh no.
You see the crew
immediately becomes worried.
You see the crew taking down the flag so that it is not lost. Okay.
Gonna get a deck of playing cards. Play the story.
Ileana will definitely hang out.
All right. let's see. Okay. Storm hits, probably be about 2 hours after sundown, and you feel betrayed for his underestimation of how bad this storm is. You can feel the boat rocking so badly that there's water coming in on the portholes on one side and then the other. You can hear the creaking of the masts up top. You can see it is absolute chaos downstairs as everyone is grabbing onto whatever they can to hold on. The idea of playing cards seems so naive now in your
Yeah. That's
as
awesome.
you are working your way through. And the storm lasts for a good 2 solid hours. There's a moment where it lets up for a little bit and you think we're done, and it hits a second time as the eye passes over you. And it's after you notice that the rocking has slowed and stopped. Henry tells everyone to stay below deck as he goes to take a look at what damage is done up top. And he comes back down with a solemn face and says, "We've run aground. It's not good. We won't be able to tell until the morning, but we're not going anywhere."
All right.
Ileana, at least we're not broken at sea.
No, you're right.
All right. I suggest we all get some rest because it's going to take everyone tomorrow.
Let's do then.
Okay. So morning comes. What are you all doing?
I am working on some different infusions since we're stuck at sea.
Help assess the damage.
Okay.
Feel...
Yeah. So who's assessing the damage? Go ahead and go up top and make. You can either make investigation checks or perception checks, whichever are better for you.
Yeah.
DM, I'm
Mhm.
gonna give myself a point of exhaustion because I don't think the Ileana would have slept last night.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she would have been just like trying to read, but not really like reading the same paragraphs over and over and over again. So yeah. But I would definitely help in the investigation too. That's disadvantage, right? On ability
Correct.
checks.
Yeah, on your first point of exhaustion, it is.
Fun.
I'm gonna put on my new cloak of the manta ray
Okay.
that I've just made, and I'll go swim around and see if there's anything I can.
Okay.
It allows me to breathe and swim underwater at 60 feet.
Okay. Great.
Yep.
So checks when you guys are ready.
I rolled a 9 on my perception.
Okay. Is that a 5 for you?
5
Ileana?
for perception. Mhm.
27 for
27. Okay,
Less.
And we're doing
great.
investigation.
Or perception, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
They'll just give you different information.
Okay. 15. for
Okay.
Investigation.
Okay. So we'll start with Jules. So Jules, you put on your cloak and you head out and start swimming around the ship. You have run aground. One side of the ship is parallel to the beach as you are stuck about 30 feet out from the actual shoreline. So you're not right up on shore, but you are, sandbank. You can tell that there's some significant damage below, and that the crew has already started to try and fill in leaks at the hull because there's some pretty major damage down there from running aground. For you, Lennox, as you go topside and take a look, you've lost 2 of your main masts that are going to have to get repaired. One of them is missing completely. The other one looks like it has fallen into the water, so it's probably salvageable. You are talking to Henry as you are taking a look at it, and you may have to just live without one of those 2 masts unless you guys can go out and get some wood from the island to replace it. So it might slow you down a little bit if you don't have that other mast, but it's up to you guys. Other than that, there's a lot of there's missing chunks of the deck, but outside of the hull breach and the mast, those are the most full pieces that need to be fixed. The deck itself can probably get fixed when you are at sea. There's one spot that's a little dangerous, but they're putting some cones around it, so it's
Ocean's next.
Mhm,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll mental message everyone what I learned with well, one of the masts is missing entirely. The others may be salvageable, but it'll slow us down. I don't know if we want to take a look or send some crew maybe to take a look and see if there's enough timber on the island to forge a new one. I don't know if they have the tools, but we care about it.
Mm,
Like you would know that you would have the tools on board to take care of it. You would just need to go and get the wood. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. A ship of your size would carry those kind of tools with them just in case.
It's up to all of you. I think we're gonna be here for a while, regardless. So I might not that any of you have to come with me, but I think I might take a couple of crew.
I'll go.
and Scout.
I'll go.
Are you all well? You safe and accounted for?
yeah, no, no one got injured, right? No, everyone's fine. It's just,
All like superficial injuries, like one concussion, but for the most part, everyone's still alive and no major broken bones or anything.
Ileana yawns in the mental message. I'm fine.
I'll tell you, it wasn't until I got up here and took a look that this is realized just how bad this storm must have been. This chunks missing out of the deck.
does anybody know about this island? Have you guys seen this island before? Is it on any of the maps that we have?
Let me check my maps. On any of the maps that we
Yeah, so you guys that you have available. You're in the part where you're just seeing the coastline on the west side. If you take where San Bartho is and you work your way up the coast, there's a fairly large bay before it starts to go sort of northeast. And you are just past that bay. So like, you can look back and you can see the bay like inlet start behind you, but you are just past it.
Okay.
we're
Well,
about there.
and it's just an unnamed section. This is just the Wild
At this
West
point,
out here.
you're
Okay.
way past any.
I'm eager to
We
update
should
my
probably all
personal-
go if we're going to go onto the island because we
Oh,
don't
sure.
want to.
How's everything you're doing, Farron? Jules, I know you were talking about going for dip.
Oh, I'll just relay the information that I got.
Okay.
But I would have cast mending on anything that I could have for a couple minutes, but
Sure.
I wouldn't have been down there for too long.
Yeah, the mending seemed to work a little bit, but it's going to take quite a bit to get you out. Henry also says that when you get to the point where your ship is repaired, we're going to have to either wait for a tide or use magic to get you back out because you are stuck in the sand dune.
Oh, right. Sort of wish Ben was here for that. Be handy.
All right. Well, let's get a couple of the strong boys and girls. We'll
Let's do it.
we'll carry some trees back.
Hey,
Let's go.
ask for like a wood axe, like a tree, like a lumber
Mhm.
axe,
Sure, yeah. They've got one of those, so you can absolutely take one.
Nice.
Okay. So the 5 of you and some of the crew are going to head out and get some wood, correct?
Mhm.
Great. So you come up, and you can tell it has a similar look to the main isle of the Obsidian Isles. It has that sort of dense jungle across the right along the shoreline. You've just got maybe 50 feet of beach before you hit it. As you're looking out, you can see tropical birds just flying over. You see like these brightly jewel colored snakes just shifting in the sand across. There's a lot of actually noise from the island itself that you're not used to. Now that you aren't anywhere near cities, you think it'd be more quiet, but it's quite loud. You can actually hear very large footsteps out in the distance of the jungle. It doesn't seem to be anywhere near you, but you can tell there's something very big disturbing the foliage out there. It wouldn't take you terribly long to get the lumber you needed, probably half a day, with the whole group getting it cut down, cleaned up, and then brought back out to the ship. You can tell. Actually, can I get perception checks from everyone while we're
I'm gonna whistle really loud for Beans to like run up to us from the ship.
Sure.
It's a
Be-
6.
Can Beans swim at all? It's about 30 feet
Yeah.
out. Okay.
Beans
All
can
right. Then
swim.
yeah. Then he can swim up to you. What was that? A 6?
Yeah,
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Oh,
Out of 19.
A 19. Okay.
22.
Okay. Anything for you, Jules?
14.
14. Okay. Most of you, Ileana doesn't notice this, but most of you notice that as you're approaching the jungle itself to start taking down the wood, you can see that there's a little bit of smoke from further in on the jungle. Definitely, you can assess with those checks that it's probably from like campfires or stoves or something of that nature. But it's hard to see anywhere because the jungle seems to go like up a little bit and it's very dense. So there is life on this island somewhere, but doesn't seem to have noticed or disturbing you at the moment. Okay, so you start heading back to the ship. You start heading back to the ship with the masts. You're pulling them off of the beach, and you actually see out in the distance on the ship itself, there seems to be like these weird creatures like crawling up the side of the ship itself. And then there are some that are like falling off as you see your crew that you left fighting off some sort of creature that has climbed onto the ship itself.
Drop the lumber, start running.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Sure. It takes you, just a little bit to get out there. And you can see these dead bodies that are floating in the water as you're trying to climb up the side of the ship, off the ladder that you threw down the side, I assume, to get back. Can I have everyone but Jules make a history check and have Jules make a nature check?
7 for Derek.
7.
19.
19. Okay.
A 1.
Ooh,
Mhm,
oh,
mhm.
22. Yeah.
22. All right.
Mhm, mhm.
So Jules, being a native of the island, knows what these creatures are. Lennox, although not being a native of the island, remembers fighting these creatures a long time ago. These are coalants, and these are the same kind of creatures that had attacked the Maiden's Gem on its original voyage over from.
No.
Barnacle people.
No.
What?
You're undoing all of my progress.
Uh-huh. As you make your way onto the deck, you see several of the colons dead on the ship deck itself. The crew seems to all be here. No one has died. But Henry himself runs up and says to all of you, I don't know what happened. I don't know where they came from, but we might have a problem. They weren't attacking like they normally do. And you look over and see that like there's like blood in the mouths of these dead colons, and it's like there's a little bit of foam, and their eyes are just bloodshot as they lay there dead.
All right, who got bit?
Right? Oh
Who got
no.
bit?
So let me look at your list. Let me roll to see how many people got bit first.
And then I'm gonna like double check and say if you got bit and you don't come forward, I'm gonna lose my shit. You're
Right.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind
Wait,
if you don't come forward.
HR, Jules, HR,
I swear to fucking God, it's
Yeah.
got bit.
HR.
Oh
Walking
my-
by them as they're standing, like I will fuck you up.
I'm gonna
Jules.
hype Zoom tonight, man. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like behind him. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
And then while Derek's having like Vietnam flashbacks on the beach,
Yeah.
Nice.
play
Gotta
large
listen to my
stick
man here.
and like
Yeah.
drop it for him.
Oh.
Play fetch.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So there are 6 of your crew that have been bit. Hal, Wixley, which is the goblin, Oliver, Lurie, unfortunately, Goth, and Adelaide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and Byron, who happens to be your healer.
I guess we'll have to bind them and throw them into the sea.
God.
I mean, you've got a portable hole, so
Right. Dead
I didn't
bodies
say that.
everywhere.
I didn't say that.
All right.
Shite.
I want to. I'm gonna tell them to wait there, and then I'm gonna invite you guys and Byron into like a room for privacy,
Okay.
Yeah.
and ask for him to show us where he got bit.
So he will pull out his arm and show you, and you can tell it's already a little bit green around the edges of the bite.
Yeah.
He said he feels very sick to his stomach.
I do too, looking at it.
Actually, let me do a quick. Byron, he gets advantage. Okay. He said he assessed it as soon as the threat was taken care of. You can tell it's not magical, but it is some
Okay.
sort of disease. And with that high of a roll, it seems almost parasitic in nature.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna cast lesser restoration on him and see if that helps at all.
You cast lesser restoration on his arm, and you can see the wound starting to heal itself, and like the blood, the blood flow stopping, but the green of the infection seems to still be there.
All right, Derek, you're up.
Derek's having trouble even concentrating to think of what he can do to help. And so he just panics and casts remove curse at the third level.
Okay. Byron gives you a bit of a look like well, he wouldn't have thought of that. Doesn't seem to do anything, but you know, why not mark it off the list as tried.
Ileana, is there anything you could do?
I was looking. I do have this that I prepared. Ileana's going to cast protection from poison. If you touch a creature it is poisoned, you neutralize the poison. If more than one poison afflicts the target, you neutralize one poison that you know is present, or you neutralize one at random. But that only lasts for an hour.
So you touch his arm and go to neutralize the poison, and as you do, you feel your magic go through into Byron. However, you feel it hold as if it's not actually a poison.
I think he's poisoned.
You said it was a disease, I think. Do you have anything that helps with diseases?
Maybe your lay on hands.
I mean, that
That
just heals them, I think. I don't think that it really. Let me see here. Yeah, it just restores health. It doesn't affect him in any way. And I'll continue to take a look, but I don't think that I have anything else.
You could. Oh yeah.
And Derek is starting to get even more panicky, and he casts Dispel Magic.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
Derek, don't
Does
you have
not
greater
seem to work.
restoration?
But do you
Derek, I know that spell, yeah. Derek.
Byron turns to all of you. Do any of you think there's any of those? I'm trying to think of some way to draw this out because I can't think of any magic that's going to get rid of it. Do you think there's any of those berries, those bards and berries you were telling us about out here? Or you don't have any on you, right? Mm-hmm.
I got it. Ileana will kind of roll up her sleeves, and she's going to lay both hands on their shoulders and is going to use up 5 of the lay on hands to cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting him.
So as you do that, connecting to Torm, putting the magic into Byron,
Come on, do it, do it, do it.
you can feel it flow through him. You see him breathe in and out, and nothing seems to happen.
Oh,
Hmm.
Well, that's definitely all I got.
All right. Well, it's not a disease. It's not a
Using
curse.
curse for magic.
so,
Right.
so
So it's
Derek,
biological.
Derek brain talks to the party while they're discussing. He's like, "We have to kill him. We have to kill him."
I mean, I can do it. I can kill it.
All right. Well, there's got to be something that this parasite hates. Let's All right.
Ask him maybe.
I'm gonna apologize to Byron, and I'm gonna grab his hand or grab his arm where he got bit,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna cast Fireball just right to his arm.
Oh my god.
Wait, Jules, wait.
What?
I just want to test something really
It's
quick.
okay. I'll heal him. I'm saying I'll heal
Oh,
you if it's
okay.
Okay, how much damage do you do?
Not that much. Not that much. 8 damage. 8 fire damage. Just right on the sword.
Jesus Christ. It's like, okay, that's a lot. All right. So you cast fire damage on it. Let me see. Let me see.
I mean, there's something it's gotta react to something, right?
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. This is
Next
this
up is
life on
lightning.
the sea.
I'm just letting
Yeah.
you know, like next up is like
Next up,
that it's
there are
gonna
so
be
many
frost.
elements,
Yeah,
and we can try them all.
we're gonna try every element. I'm sorry,
You're gonna-
Byron.
You're gonna kill him.
No, I'll heal in between.
Keep bringing it back to life.
I'm gonna
This
say,
is
Byron, do you trust me? And then I'm gonna do it before he can answer.
Oh my god. Okay.
The crew should know by now that I have their best interest in mind.
Yeah, yeah. This is life in the sea. This
Eight.
is you can't go into surgery.
You hear Byron scream, and you see the fire ripple into the bite and up the bite a little bit. It seems to have done something, but the green is definitely there and spreading.
I'm going to cast Divine Sense, DM.
Okay.
So I can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet. I'm seeing if it's undead.
It is definitely not undead.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well,
So, and when Derek sees this, he has an idea and he runs out of the room.
Okay.
get it.
I said, "I'll be right back," and I run up to the deck.
It-
And
uh,
what?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is I want to inspect one of the dead barnacle people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to animate its corpse.
Okay. All right. All right. Mhm.
Which would turn it into a skeleton or a zombie.
Okay. Great.
But it's a corpse, so it would have to be a zombie that I would
Okay.
control.
Great. So now you have
And-
a colon zombie. Yep.
And then I want to send it into the room, back downstairs.
Okay. All right. So all of you see Derek run out of the room to go get something seemingly to help the situation. You are assessing how much damage versus good you're doing to Byron's arm with the fire damage. And you hear the door swing back open, but instead of seeing Derek, you actually see a risen covalent zombie.
Beans is gonna immediately attack
Yeah.
it.
And Derek will run back in,
Mhm.
but not fast enough before someone can
Yeah.
attack
Oh
it.
yeah, fireball.
Beans rolled a 24 to
I mean,
hit.
bolt.
A 24 hits.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So you
Hmm.
see Derek comes in as you see Beans just like chomping down on this Colin's arm, trying to drag it to the ground to take it out.
And Derek's like, wait. Let's look for the parasites on it.
Beans did
With the
28 points
zombie?
of force damage to it.
Okay. I gotta look up zombie to see if that actually does anything, but sure, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see if there are any signs of an infection remaining after death.
Okay. Will you make a medicine check for me? And
Yeah.
I will say that Byron thinks that's actually really reasonable for you, so he'll go ahead and help you. So you have advantage.
Oh, I love advantage.
gonna cast
Well,
slow
I'm
on
glad
Byron.
the first one was a natural 1.
Mm.
So ideally,
Mm-hmm.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That's great. So first of all, with 28 points of damage, easily brings down this.
It's
this
already
zombie.
back to collapse.
It's back to the ground. So Byron and you see
Aw.
Byron and Derek, but Byron gingerly sort of pointing where Derek needs to work because he, has essentially lost most of the use of his right arm. And you start taking a look at it, and through the damage that Beans did, you actually see like a sever in the skull itself. And you sort of pry open the skull and see that there are parasites all along the brain of this covalent. Can I get either history or arcana checks from anyone who's looking at this?
No.
And just tell me which kind of check you're doing.
I did Arcana. I got 20. I'm looking at Byron and I'm asking him if he wants, like, knowing this, do you want to keep your arm?
I'll wait for everyone's checks before.
That was a 9 for history.
9 for history. Okay.
Instead of doing a check, I'm just gonna cast slow on hopes of slowing parasite.
Okay.
Just in case. That's
Yeah, sure. Derek, are you checking or are you
I assume that I'm too busy doing
the
my
medicine?
at the
That's
time.
totally fine.
Yeah.
So Ileana, you are just overwhelmed by the situation and exhaustion, and you're you're doing that thing where you're spiraling a little bit, you're
Right.
spinning in circles.
I know it well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jules, you are looking at this a little bit closer, and while you don't necessarily know exactly what this parasite is, you can tell by like its movement that it's got like a similar structure to things that you studied at school that were related to like illithids and elder brains.
Sure.
Okay, so you turn your question to Byron, and he says, well, if I don't have my arm, I'm of no use. I don't know how quickly it's going to spread. And you look at it, and it is lower down. It's on his forearm. It's like, I guess let's try a few more things, and if it doesn't work, I'll take it out. But some people were bit in other spots, and we haven't slowed them or done anything to stop it.
Yeah. Well, if it gets to your shoulder, I'm gonna make the call. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Lennox, can you do any like frost on it?
right, let me see what I can do.
And then I'm gonna go take an inventory of where people were bit.
Okay, sure. All right, so what are you doing? Lennox, what are you trying to use on him?
I have necrotic damage. I don't have ice damage.
Okay.
I'm trying to just straight up make it die inside. I can use chill touch, which is necrotic.
Worth a try.
Why not? How much damage do you do?
10 points of damage.
And you healed him before that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would have casted a cure wounds.
It seems to do about the same sort of effect that the fire did. The same level of stopping, but it doesn't seem to have like completely stopped, but it is a very slow movement up the arm. Like it's almost imperceivable, that green sort of Genghis movement up the arm. So Jules, you head out to assess everyone. Everyone else seems to be sitting on the deck where you told him to wait. Lori has a bite in his neck, Adelaide in her chest, Wixley, the goblin, because it was probably so small, in the head, and Hale in the leg, and Gonk in the stomach.
Wow. So one person got bit on a limb and the rest got bit on like a vital body part.
We got an arm and a leg. Well, there was a leg and a
Yeah.
stomach.
Yeah, you can live without your
Oh
stomach.
shit!
I have a little chart. I rolled. That's what rolled.
If I can throw in super quick because I forgot it's a level up thing. Jules, I have been working over something. It's been coming to me with my magic, and I think that I can change any of my spells into a different type of magic. I can actually go through with as many spells, sorcerer points as I have,
Okay.
and do each and every one that you're missing, probably.
Yeah, let's do that.
Right. Start doing whatever cycle cold.
Okay.
Whatever he needs. I have like.
I will say, as you're cycling through and healing him in between, I assume, right?
I wouldn't.
Yeah. You see that it seems to be resistant to poison damage and psychic damage. Otherwise, it seems to react the same. However, as you're doing it, the cold damage does seem to sort of slow it temporarily, but as you see the cold damage sort of fade, you can tell that it's starting to move again. So it seems the cold damage at least seems to be slowing it from doing anything.
Looks like just the cold doing anything. Can we get everyone nice?
Yeah.
Getting down into like alley maybe and cool down the out down the cooler.
Did it seem like it was did it seem like the ice damage when I come back in? Did it
Sorry, you don't have a walk-in freezer on the.
Damn it!
I'm sorry, Jules. I
No, it's okay.
tried to hold it together, but that was okay.
You know, do we like, is there a gate? Did it seem like if we did it again, would it kill it?
The damage seems to be damaging it. However, every time you heal the host, it seems to be healing the parasite some too, right? So it's hard to tell
Okay.
how much damage versus healing it's going to take to get rid of the parasite.
Alright.
The cold is it's not really responding to psychic or poison, and the cold damage is slowing it. That's the only thing
Okay.
that you've figured out. Yeah.
I think.
Maybe-
Sorry, go ahead. I'm gonna say Byron, we're gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna make sure we don't lose you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Keep it going, Lana. I'm gonna have Revivify ready to cast as well.
Okay. So great. Are you guys doing anything with anyone else this time?
I think right now Byron is our best
Okay.
test
And do
subject.
do we have is everyone else properly quarantined? If they're not, Derek would be.
They're
Trying to
sitting
make
in
sure.
they're sitting in a circle on the top deck.
Okay, Derek would kind of oversee that and just keep eyes on everybody.
Okay.
And pretend he's an actual cleric that heals people.
Great. Okay. So for this to work, let's do 3 attacks in a row, and then tell me how much you're healing him for in between
Oh,
each.
I'm gonna, until it looks like he's gonna die, I'm not gonna heal him.
Okay, so you're going to do the damage until it looks like it's going to hit him, or it's going to get bad.
Until, yeah.
And then
like,
you're gonna
yeah.
step in.
And then I'll
okay.
heal him as soon as he goes unconscious.
Oh, I see. You're gonna try and just heal him as soon as he goes unconscious. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of damage are you doing, Lennox?
Probably the ice, since that was the most effective.
Okay, sounds good.
May I ask a DM question?
Mhm.
Just in the world, if someone loses a limb or we blast this guy's arm off, is there any magic, like does Greater Restoration heal limb? Is there anything that returns a limb, or like you lose it, it's gone?
I want to say there is magic that returns it. I'd have to look it up. I think
Okay.
there's a very specific spell that will like
Uh,
return a limb onto somebody.
okay.
You also know that there are like artificers in the world, so they could make a
Right.
mechanical arm. But
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I always suggest you could just kill them and have them resurrected as a cat.
you know what? Yeah, if it ain't broke.
also a valid and proven option. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and do one attack at a time. Let me grab his stats
Okay.
really fast while
Oh.
you're doing your first attack.
I'll share that with Jules and him, and like might be an option you're looking at because we have to go hard. 11 for the first.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So he's been, no, you're okay. So he's been healed to full, right? Before you guys started doing this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I healed more than I did.
Okay.
When I did, yeah.
Pulling it up right now. You said 11?
Yes. Mhm.
All right. Does not kill him, but he looks rough.
I'll look at Jules for the nod.
I'll look at Byron and we'll say we're gonna keep going.
Let's try it. If it works on me, it'll work on the others.
Hands back in the arm. Jeez, 20.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So doesn't quite put him under, but he looks incredibly rough and just barely, without asking, gives you a nod.
Hmm.
How's the thing in his arm look?
It looks like it's completely slowed. It looks like it's not moving at all, but it doesn't look gone by any stretch of the imagination.
Jules, do you think after he falls unconscious, we give it a
Cut
minute?
it.
Or just give it a minute? Maybe the parasite will think the host is dead.
That's a good
go?
idea.
Just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get put a tourniquet on around the. It's really hard to get it. You know, we're pros. Yeah. You know, just
no. We'll do that. Oh, okay. So as soon as Lennox does more damage, I'm going to count 45 seconds, and then I'm going to cast Revivify.
45 seconds.
Yep.
Or maybe less than 8. Just as a.
I was gonna say every 6 seconds he has to make a death saving throw. Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
No. That's fine. No, that's fine.
Okay. We
No,
got
because
there.
Revivify, if he dies, that brings him back.
Nice. All right.
If he fully
Revivify is
dies,
for someone
yeah.
who is dead.
Dead. Yes. Yep. Currently he's unconscious. Okay. As
8,
long as you don't just double his hit points right here.
18.
18. Okay. So you see him fall unconscious. You wait. He's looking worse for wear.
He can stabilize himself. So
18 seconds pass. Four seconds pass.
I'm sorry, you said 4
And
seconds pass?
It said 24 seconds.
That's 24.
Ah.
Yeah. And 30 seconds after the damage is done, you see the life leave his body.
All right. I'll wait 10 more seconds, and then I'll cast Revivify. And I lose 200 gold.
Maybe.
So you see.
Yeah, it's how much it costs.
You see the life return to Byron, who had died. It comes back to life. So it was 18. Okay. And he's just like gasping for air as he sits up and looks at all of you. And did it work?
I'm gonna look at it. Did it look like it worked?
Can you make a medicine check for me, please?
Does anybody else want to make one? I'm not.
I'm gonna say Byron is not in a position to help right now, unfortunately.
Derek.
Derek's not there. But
I'm
you
yelling
Yeah.
at Derek. I'm yelling
Liliana
at
left
Derek.
too.
Yeah.
Actually, as you guys are calling for Derek to come make a medicine check, Derek, you're up on the top deck watching the little circle of everyone sitting cross-legged together, and you notice that Luri, your beloved cook slash temporary HR manager, starts to get up at one point. And starts walking towards the side of the boat.
And I would sort when he got up and started walking somewhere, I would walk over and be like, hey, "Where are you going, buddy?"
Okay. He's like, I don't feel well. I don't feel well. I need to move. And you see him start to just like jump over the side of the boat, the ship itself.
Oh God. I would try and obviously grab him and stop him, and I would do so with my hands.
Okay, so if you can make an athletics check to grapple him, please.
Yes. 21.
21. Look at that.
Yeah, man.
Surprisingly, even though he is a giant half orc, and you're just a wee little tabaxi, you are like somehow like have got him in just the right hold that he is like trying to pull his weight down off the side of the ship, but you are holding him up there. What are you up to, Ileana, right now?
Ileana would have followed Derek up.
Okay, so you're coming up. This didn't happen very long after he had come up to watch them. So you're coming up the steps and you see Derek trying to hold on to Luri as Luri is struggling to get off the side of the ship.
Derek?
Oh, can I hand, please?
Ileana will run over and try to help keep him on the ship.
Okay. Can I get a grapple check from one of you at advantage, since you're both doing it?
Yes. Did you want to do? Well, I mean, I had advantage, but I have disadvantage, so that would be at regular for me.
Regular
So,
for you.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Number one, I got 21 again. I assume that'll be what Oh wait, I don't know why I rolled it twice. I don't need the second one. 21.
What was the second one? Was it better?
No, it was an
No.
8.
Okay.
It was
So
yeah.
I'll need you to roll it again then, because you guys met the same, like you were both
Oh shit. Do I roll it
at advantage
with
again.
advantage again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Ileana is helping you.
You also
Okay,
have
I got it.
inspiration.
16 and I'm gonna stick with the 16.
You're gonna stick with the
Uh-oh.
16.
You can roll it twice no matter what. Like and
Yeah,
take
roll
the
it.
better one.
Yeah, take the.
Roll it
Yeah.
again.
Roll it again.
Stephen.
Take the better one.
Okay.
What?
I lost what there it is. Okay. Yeah, no, it's 16 is my.
I also have inspiration, unless you don't want to use it.
Inspiration.
No, I'll blow it. So it's just one more roll? Or is
Yeah.
it,
No, it's like a
Yep.
D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
what is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
you
I'm
just
gonna roll.
you get to roll it again. Yeah, you go
Okay. Dirty 20.
30, 20.
Yeah.
I would say that's it tied again, but I'm gonna say that that's enough to keep him in the spot that he's in. So no one makes any progress. So the two of you are holding him on the side of the ship.
Can
Okay.
Ileana try to like tie a rope around his waist?
Does Ileana have any rope left?
Yeah, I mean, it's in her inventory. Listen, she got some more. She's picked up some more.
Just
Let me
checking.
just double
Unlimited
check,
rope.
but I'm pretty sure there's
Yes.
rope. 50. I have two things of 50 feet of rope.
Sure, then absolutely you can start to try and tie a knot around him.
Okay.
If you'll just make a sleight of hand check for me at advantage, since you know how
So
to tie knots.
regular, right?
Yep.
Well, that's a 9.
Okay. It seems to be
Actually,
holding
wait a
up
minute.
Oh yeah.
Inspiration.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
Yes.
Oh, natural 20. So it's
Nice.
a 20. Yeah, it's a 20 straight.
Okay,
Yeah.
20. Dirty 20. All right, so that's what he has to beat when he's struggling against it to get out of it. So you guys have him tied up against the side of the ship. As you can see, he's struggling to get off the ship itself. And you can hear from below deck, Lennox and Jules calling for Derek.
Oh God. And I start just like,
I can try. I can.
So-
I can try to keep him here. If you want to go.
So as you see Derek panicking and Ileana trying to pull herself together, that's where we'll go ahead and take our break.
Perfect.
So yeah,
Oh,
so we'll go ahead
boy.
and take a 10-minute break so we can stretch, get a drink. We'll be back in a few minutes. If you're bored waiting for us, there actually happens to be a lunar eclipse happening right now. So you can go out and look at it.
cool.
Mhm, yep.
goodbye.
You gotta come back in 10 minutes.
Steven's
sister.
gone.
All right, we'll see you guys in 10. good. Oh, sorry.
No,
I
it's
was-
Is that it? Is
Yeah,
that
that's it.
And we're back.
And
Yeah.
we're back. All right, so Derek, you're spinning in
Oh
circles.
no.
Oh no,
You've
we're
got-
not back. We're
oh,
not
no.
back.
No,
Dan
we're
lied
back.
to us.
The
Now we're
thing
back.
lagged out and shut off
Dan.
again. I had to turn back on again. I had to shut it off.
Oh,
We're
my
And we're
goodness.
back.
And
Okay.
At least your
Screw it,
internet
we'll do it
hasn't
live. All right.
reset.
Derek, you've got
Yes.
two of your friends below deck screaming your name. You've
Yeah.
got Ileana up top tying a half orc to the side of the ship. What do you do?
Ileana told me she's got it, and I
Yeah.
trust
Sure.
Ileana,
Mhm.
and I know
He's
there
like,
could
I
be.
got it.
Yeah, and so I just I book it, and I run. You know what? I even run in such a way that I'm going to use my my kitty running,
Okay.
my feline agility. I'm just going to blow it. That's how fast
Okay.
I'm trying to get there.
Great. So you make your way downstairs to see Jules and Lennox.
How
With
does
Byron.
Byron look, by the way? How does his arm look? Did it look like it did anything?
It looks like most of the green has faded, and it certainly doesn't look like anything is growing up his arm.
Okay, well,
And Derek bursts in like with his mace out, ready for fight.
well, Derek, we just wanted to keep an eye on him. We have to,
What?
we gotta
Uh,
kill the others
right.
and then bring them back.
oh, well, go help Ileana kill Lurie.
Okay. Well, we should do this probably one at a time so they're not alarmed.
Right.
Ileana is currently fighting Lurie.
Okay.
Oh.
Get Lorraine here, and then probably the goblin who got bit on the head.
Right.
I'm gonna go get them first.
All right, so I believe Derek was meant to do a medicine check to actually assess the damage while you two go grab Lurie and Wixley. You'll have to untie and pull Lurie up. But go ahead and give me that medicine check, Derek.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Derek is fucking on.
Yeah. You look at it and Derek, whatever happened in the Nine Hells really changed Derek.
A lot of growth.
So much growth. So you take a look at Byron's arm, you take a look at how he's reacting, you go back and look at the colon that you were assessing earlier. And you can see on the colon that there were like multiple of these parasites that were on the brain when you guys opened it up. They're all gone at this point, but you're looking at the damage on Byron, and it does seem to like the last of the green seems to be all just bruising at this point. It does not seem to be affecting him at the moment.
Okay, and I would also specifically like try and look in his mouth and see if he was foaming at all.
Okay, so you take a look at his mouth, and with that check, no foam to be seen.
Okay, and then so I'll just keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't die.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so the rest of you are up, and you are bringing down, and you're bringing down Lurie and Wixley to be part of this process. I take it you're going to do the same thing again. So for the sake of brevity, you explain to them, I'm sure, what's going to happen, what kind of magic are you going to use on them, that you're going to bring them back. You know, you're like, it worked on Byron, we're going to try it on you. Can I have you guys make a persuasion check though for Lurie, because he seems to be, even though Wixley was bit in the head, Lurie seems to be really affected by this. He's struggling as you guys are, the three of you are pulling him downstairs, trying to get off the ship.
A persuasion.
Mhm.
Lennox.
Okay. Right. This is going to work. I know you don't feel well. This is going to make you feel better. All right. It's an 18 plus 9, so 27.
27. Okay. You seem to connect with him just enough that he is still struggling, but there's enough of Lurie left that you can tell he's fighting internally to try and stay for you. So it's going to be all hands on Lurie to do this. And with him being the immediate case, you might want to do him first.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and do it. Are you doing Revivify on each of them?
I can only do it 2 more times, so Ileana, you might need a help.
I don't have any diamonds.
Does anybody on the ship have diamonds?
We have chests full of those on the ship, don't we?
Yeah, we have to have a bunch.
Did we sell
Do you?
all the jewels? I feel like
Did we
we kept
sell all
some
the
for
jewels?
this.
You've
Ah.
cast Revivify at this point
Yeah.
4 times in the last couple,
Right.
like
Yeah,
the
I
last
only-
24 hours.
I only had one diamond in my
times.
inventory, and it was used on Derek.
Yeah, if Ileana did it once, and if you're about to do it 2 more times, that'll be 4 times between the.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, we have to pick who we like.
But 200.
I will
of
say,
diamonds,
the diamond that I had in my inventory was one that I purchased.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I had
God, I owe her money.
2 according to my inventory,
Okay.
but I figured we had more in our chests.
Did you? I
Yes.
don't. I'm
I
looking
don't
at
think
the.
we never went and exchanged jewelry or items and stuff.
I don't see anywhere that it says you guys have diamonds,
Let
Yeah,
me-
yeah.
unless I'm missing something in one of
I don't
the.
know.
Well,
We have
Not
$10,000.
I feel like
Oh no, never mind.
like I just when I on the party funds, I just converted everything to gold because it's
I
easier
feel
to
like-
keep track of than.
Okay, so you're learning a very good lesson that if you've got spell components, you need to keep those separately. I don't even see anywhere where you guys picked up diamonds, though, is the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we found a bunch of gemstones and stuff, but I think if it was ever mentioned that we picked up diamonds, I think
Mhm.
Ileana or I would have been like, can I keep those? Because Revivify.
Mhm.
I don't remember that happening, but that's just me.
Okay, well then we have 6 dead people or 5 dead people,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
and you, Ileana, or I don't know, like if you guys don't have any other way of doing it.
I don't have any other way to bring him back from the dead. No.
Well, we need
we'll
Larry.
have to for being popular comes in handy. Well, I think we'll have to that's a good reason. Maybe the other people that have it in their limbs we'll have to amputate and see if we can construct some sort of replacement for him or
Mhm.
find maybe there's some magic or something that can regrow things, but can't let it get to the point that Laurie's at here. Laurie's already there. We need to clear Laurie.
Mm.
I reckon whoever's next worse. Everyone else gonna have to line up, I think.
I wish I had a better way to help, but I don't. So I will do. I can kill who we need to.
I hope we don't have to kill him. I'm talking about amputation. But I suppose if we have to.
There's nothing else I can do.
Sure we restock in the next.
I can cure people if people need some hit point. I mean not hit points. Stephanie nosebleed.
Mm.
If people need some health, if they're feeling, if they're getting close, I can heal them up a bit.
Mm.
You know what? We've been paying all of our crewmates really good money for a while. We can ask around. Maybe some of them picked up some fine jewelry for themselves or a loved one. Maybe they've got some diamonds among them.
Get someone's wedding ring.
I can ask.
Well,
Did you want me to
not.
go around? Did you want me to go around and ask and see if anyone has any
Aye,
diamonds?
please.
Okay. Atlanta will gladly go to get away from something she can't help with. So Ileana will go around and just ask
If anyone has-
anyone, and if they have a diamond and will be willing to either give them extra out of the party funds or even out of her own pocket.
Mm.
So you're trying to find out if they have diamonds or if they just have the gold to help.
We don't have
like-
anywhere to buy diamonds.
Not
Yeah,
at
so
the not at the
Right.
moment. So
it
just
would
to see if
be
they have
it would
diamonds.
be
Okay.
yeah, if anyone
they've
has
been
diamonds.
spending their fat stacks that we've been paying them.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know.
I will roll
Don't
for it
show.
in just a second.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be freezing Lurie. Where was Lurie? Bitten?
He was bitten on the neck. So
Ooh,
if you
okay.
have the other diamond, you can do this on Lori to cure Lori right now.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Let me roll and see if there are any more diamonds on this ship.
I wish Elzaris was here. We could just get the ones off her butt plug.
Lazarus definitely had diamonds.
True.
Nice. Your spherical like anal bead diamonds.
no,
Diamond feels.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
you always
Uh,
take it too far, Nick.
I do. Sorry.
Wow. Okay. So
You go so shiny.
I rolled low enough that there is one additional diamond on the ship.
Okay.
So so you can spend that to do it on one other person.
Okay.
So that would leave you 3 people that you would want to cast cold on or quarantine or whatever.
Okay.
If you do it on Wixley, the other 3 are Adelaide, who's been bit in the chest, Hal, who was bit in the leg, and Gronk that was bit in the stomach. And Gronk is a big Goliath, so he's got quite a bit of distance before his head. So
Okay. Right, let's focus on these first, the ones we can save, and then, right, I can't amputate a torso.
Yeah.
Fuck. And we can
Just
take the-
connect their neck right to their intestine. Skip everything in the
Ugh.
middle.
right, with a really big scarf. Yeah.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
can I get a
no.
medicine check on Adelaide?
Oh, I'll look to Derek for that for sure.
Derek's downstairs with the dude unless someone tells him otherwise.
Can you go check on the rest of the people? See like who's priority wise, who's the worst,
Mhm.
Derek, if you don't mind, from worst to the best case card.
Sure. So first, what I would do is I would check and make sure that my patient seems safe enough to leave.
Yeah, you are talking to Byron, and he's like, I feel like shit, but go help the others.
Okay, and so I'll feel comfortable and do that, and then I'll go up and sort of assess where we're at and sort of who needs attention first. I'm gonna triage.
Triage. All right, triage at advantage since you kind of have a good understanding of what's going on now.
Triage with. I'm gonna do my triage check. D&D I'm to stay open. Okay, it's medicine.
Medicine check. Yep.
Okay. It will be a 17.
17. Okay. So Hal was bit in the left leg. You can probably just straight up amputate. He's not happy about it, but it's probably better than wasting resources on him.
Okay.
Again, Gonk has been bit on the left side of his stomach, so it's going to be hard to do that. It's got quite a bit of distance to reach the brain. That whatever these are, they're going for the brain.
Internally, they're
internally,
dead.
yeah.
Okay.
Adelaide was bit in the chest. Luckily, there is a lot of
Nice.
surface tissue that is on the
Tissue?
chest, so you might be able to amputate to.
In pounds.
I find the most delicate way to say that.
Would you describe Adelaide as stacked?
I'm gonna say, while she does not do justice to the figurehead at your mast, at the front of your ship, she, has
Okay.
enough tissue that you might be able to.
So
Offering a
Derek-
challenge
Derek
to
said-
the world.
Yeah, Derek is like, okay, we might need to do this. I see how we can save her. And he says, what a shame. And then moves on to the next patient.
Okay, yeah. And then of course Wixley was the goblin that was bit in the head. So you know, Hal and Adelaide, you might be able to treat with just trying to just remove the tissue that was bit. Gonk is going to be much more difficult. Wixley is going to be much more difficult.
Okay, and am I correct in recalling that we have one diamond amongst that group?
Amongst the 4, yeah.
So we need to choose between, so what I guess essentially what I would report is that we have to choose between Gonk and Wixley as
Mhm.
far as being able to save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
And
yeah.
so I would go back to Linnick and whoever he was with to report, and I would convey that information.
Oh,
Oh, actually, no, this is what I'll do. I'll go to Linnick. I'll be like, hey, you know if either Gonk or Wixley have kids?
oh, I don't know. Did that
Uh,
bad?
can I check and see if I recall if they?
Sure, make a history check.
Okay. Oh, it just tipped off of the nat 20 down to a 2. So a 5.
A
So I
5.
have no idea.
Yeah, no, it's hard to recall. Most of these people were people that you freed from the pirates. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. And so I'd be like, yeah, it's like we can save somebody with a limb, we can save somebody with a boob. But and then I'll look at it and say, which is a shame. And then I'll say one of these two got to go. Or I mean, we can monitor them, but I'm based on what I've seen, I think one of them's gonna die.
Between you and Jules, and I think, I mean, if we're still figuring things out, we should save the small one, and because so and so is a Goliath, right?
Let's let them choose.
Oh shit.
And then I'll call over Gonk and Wixley to a private room.
Oh.
Oh,
See,
this-
I was
this will end
thinking
well.
I was thinking we would let them watch us save the others, and we would tell them we were doing that to them too.
Oh, no.
We would just
No.
one
No.
dead.
no.
Oh no!
Okay. Yeah. No, your
We're
method is
brilliant.
more respectable. We
Yeah.
can.
So yeah, as soon as I have them in a room alone, I'll just explain the situation that we can only save one of them because of where they were bit, and that's up to them.
You see them look at you, look at each other. They both make excuses for you to save the other one. You know, Gonk he's like, I'm just a cook's assistant. And Wixley got bit in the head. Wixley, in her like small voice, is just like, I'm just one of the bosun's mates. There are many of us. You can live without me. They're not gonna choose. It's up to you guys.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to choose, so I'll be back in 5 minutes, and whoever's yeah, like it's.
I wonder. If changing their form would make any sort of change on the creatures within, like if I polymorphed them into something that has no use, like a fly or something that really doesn't have a brain or anything like that, you know, do they all fall out? They all die because there's nothing to eat then? Do you think we should try a few
I
things?
can't polymorph anyone. I don't know.
I can if it's something I can do. I'll tell you straight, my vote is for the little one, because with the Goliath we have more time to try more things. There's no choosing like this person's better or this person's worth more, because we're all worth everything, right? But which way would help?
You hear Gonk agree with you that I'm big.
How about this?
Okay. Oh.
We'll save Wixley, Gonk, and then with you, we'll see what happens if you're able to stabilize yourself, and we'll take you back. We'll bring you back after that.
All right.
And while we're doing this, I will, because I think that my medical skill is sort of spent at this point, and I'm just going to begin a prayer to Kellenvor.
Will you make a religion check for me, please?
8.
All right, so you're able to save Wixley. You perform the amputations on Adelaide and Hal.
What a shame.
With Gonk, are you guys doing anything to try and stop it? Are you using any cold? Are you doing anything at
Yeah,
all?
We can do
I mean, I'll
cold.
tell them that our plan is to just use the cold until
Okay.
he passes out.
doing the 18 seconds then? Like to try and pull him back
Yeah,
before
yeah,
and see if it's
yeah.
enough
We'll
time?
try it. We'll see.
All right.
It's worth it. It's worth the try because then it's just a heal, which I can do.
You know what? I think that if it's worth it, I can use a stronger spell too to maybe like have a stronger shock.
Mhm.
Can I assess or ask Derek for help or whatever, like
Yeah.
hit point wise, what our Goliath looks like? I don't
Yeah,
want to double their
sure.
hit.
Yeah, just make a quick medicine check, one of you. I don't
Okay,
care.
Yeah,
please,
and-
Derek, if you would.
Sure, I will. And while I'm doing this, what I'm going to be doing is explaining my death ward spell. Basically, if someone hits 0, it's 1 instead. And explain the spell and ask them if they think that that would be effective at all. Although I will say it with a lot of doubt personally.
It might not give enough
Nat
time.
20 on my
Oh,
medicine.
shit.
Nice.
Heyo. Okay, nat 20. I will say that you can tell what his hit points are. He's a beefy boy, so he can take quite a few hits. I will also say that with your nat 20, after watching this process with both Byron, Blurry, and Wixley, because you went through with it and revivified, that you feel like a death ward might be helpful because it's only bringing him back to minimal health, where if you were killing him and then healing him, you might be healing something that's within, right? So that
Yes.
actually might be a good way to handle it.
Okay, so then I will place my hand upon him and do a death ward. I believe it lasts for 8 hours. So.
Great. All right. So you, Lennox, you're just going to use cold damage on him, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a big spell, something that's metered so that it won't kill him, but should like hopefully blasting it hard and quick might have a bit stronger effect.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. Can you just do one damage roll for me so I have an idea of what you're doing?
With that assessment, there's the like if I had to quantify the
Mhm.
64 hit points, like a danger zone for him, or would I need to do even more than that to take him out?
That 64 would bring him very, very low.
Okay. So I can't, with even max, I can't. I'll cast the spell twice at 4th level, Blight,
Yeah.
and I'll shift it over to cold damage. With
Cold.
first
Okay.
hit point.
Great.
I'm gonna super quickly. So the dice don't take 5 hours.
Mhm.
Put on the hardware acceleration here. Oh, it's already on. Look at me go. All right, good.
You're so on top of it.
At some point, I don't know when that happened. All right, the first one's 43.
43. Okay.
And then I'll chill it again. This incredible blast across the torso.
Okay.
39 for the second one.
I'm sure that's close enough. In fact, yeah. That's enough to bring him down, and then he comes back at 1 hit point. Derek, can I get a medicine check from you, please?
Yes. And my death ward is spent because it's just a one-time thing.
Mhm.
And I will do another medicine check, and this one's just a 10.
A 10. Okay. You take a look at it, and it looks very similar to the way the skin looks with Byron and Lurie and Wixley, who have gone through the same process but were revivified instead of just brought back to life. So they seem to be doing okay.
So yeah, I will tell the party that with caution and just say we should probably keep an eye on him for sure. But I think it might have worked.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, great.
All right.
And then Derek runs off and just has that like post-anxiety vomit, like into the bucket on the stairs.
I
He's
feel
been like
sick.
keeping it real cool.
Mhm.
And then he confidently walks out of the room, and then
Yep.
you hear his footsteps
That's a
speed up,
hero.
and then and then in the janitorial closet
Mhm.
somewhere on the
no.
ship, he hurls into a bucket.
Into
Oh,
Elzar's favorite closet. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
All right. Great. So you have your 6 patients are all in bed healing from their various treatments. For the sake of brevity, you guys are able to get the masts back onto the ship and resume fixing the ship itself. I take it all of you are, yes, Ileana.
Did we find any? Did anyone have any diamonds on the ship?
There was
There's,
one, and you guys used it on Wixley.
Okay, I completely missed that. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. No, it's okay. So you did 3 revivifies, 2 amputations, and 1 with the death ward.
Okay.
So you are, I take it anyone who is mending is probably going to be using mending to try and fix the ship itself.
Yeah.
Those who were not affected by whatever this weird parasite was have been working on fixing the ship while you guys dealt with this crisis so that you wouldn't lose any time. So it will be late afternoon tomorrow, the next day, when you guys are able to try and shift off based on the tides and things. So anything else anyone else needs to do in this time period?
I'm gonna get
Brush
double
my
the
teeth.
gold to that. Double the gold for that person, a crewmate that had that diamond, in hopes of like other people maybe being like, I'm
Yeah.
we get double gold and we save people.
Let me see who it
Yeah.
was. So you go and hand a little sack of points to Clifton.
Fuck.
Who
No!
There you
Who
go.
happened to
Clifton.
hold on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I was gonna sell it in the last place, but they were giving me shit for it, so I figured I'd hold on to it. Okay. All right. So the evening seems to pass without any additional interruptions. You do get a report back from Stars, your Tabaxi, that is your lookout, that there's this weird glowing from the center of the island, but nothing came towards the island, no weird sounds. And again, it's about mid to late afternoon, and Henry will approach all of you and say he's ready to ship back out. So
We've had a long rest then, right?
you've had a long rest.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cool.
Ooh,
I'm gonna my spell slots back.
do you still need
Yeah,
help
I could
then,
really
Henry,
use
with
that.
getting off the beach, off the sand?
If you can give us a little bit of a push for anything, that would be great. We'd probably gain a few more hours, not waiting for the tide, but otherwise we can just head out
Only
when the tide is ready.
Right. If only someone had Gust.
Oh man. The one time.
Someone always
The
had
one
Gust.
time.
I don't have
Mhm.
anything. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Last go round.
If it would be at all helpful, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how we would even do this.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like getting going, I have water walk,
Okay.
Oh,
and I think I can cast it on a group.
Yeah.
quite a few people.
Yes, and if you know, if we're able to use that to
Push.
get the boat unlocked,
Yeah. Okay.
up to 10, up to 10 willing creatures,
So 10 of you.
really strong ones, the strongest.
Yeah, the strongest that you've got. Yeah. 10 of you go out to push the boat, and your newest crew member, Gregory, who you know is a very strong boy in the water. He also volunteers to go out and help push because you know he's actually helped push before. So I was waiting to see a cat. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like right here.
And you are able to shove off. So I will say that saves you. There she is. that'll save you
Mhm.
another half day, and you're able to get out and back to sea. And then can I get, with your navigator's tools, Lennox, just a survival check so you guys can tell like how much further you have to go?
5.
A 5? Okay. You know, it's just a coastline map, so it's hard to say. You think you probably have 4 or 5 more days until you reach out. It's the hardest part is once you get into the open sea, it's hard to tell how many nautical miles you've got. But you know, probably 2 days to get around to the top of this island, and then maybe 2 or 3 more days before you get to the very western edge of the trench. So, okay.
2 days, everyone. Terrible roll.
Wow.
Wonderful. All right. So interrupt me if there's something you want to do, but as 2 days pass and you're still next to land, and all of you take a look at the map and realize that's probably not the correct assessment.
Oh no.
You continue through, and I will go ahead. I'm just gonna roll for those 5 days, and then we can. I'm really glad. Yeah, there's a small storm that comes down about day 3, right as you're like leaving the islands itself. But it's not nearly as bad as the last storm. Most of the damage you guys have fixed at this point. Outside of the research that you were doing, the crew has asked for help patching the deck itself, putting the flag back up, putting the beautiful statue figurehead of Ileana back on the front of the ship because it got knocked loose. And you make your way out to sea. On the 5th day, which let me do my tallies really fast. So 3, 4, 5. On the 5th day, you see out in the distance, Stars tells you that what she sees is it's really strange. It's almost as if it's a reverse waterfall. There's water just like going straight into the ocean itself, and she can't tell what's going on.
Coming from where?
The ocean itself. The ocean itself seems to be like.
Oh, it's like there's a waterfall in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, when you said reverse waterfall, I thought it was.
It was like going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's.
What?
Okay, that's messed up.
Hey.
Well, it sounds like a trench. So.
Well.
Did you say trench or trench?
Yeah. We might be there, guys.
Right. There's Stranger Things. So. All right.
Okay. So Henry is looking for direction for you guys. Like, how close are you getting? What direction are you going? Are you trying to circumnavigate it? What are you doing?
Don't get too close, I don't think. If that's the trench, then we don't want our ship bubbling up above where giants can see from beneath. How long do our? Oh no, they just last forever. You got us the caps, right, Ileana?
Oh, we have the cups. Oh.
But how are we gonna get back up? If we go down, how are we gonna?
Well, we'll weight ourselves and then go down, and then we'll let go of the weights.
No, but the water's flowing down, right?
Oh,
Isn't
I mean,
it?
over here, then we'll walk across the ocean floor over to the trench.
The ocean
bottom.
floor. Lennox?
Yeah, we'll go all the way down.
Where's my mute?
The ocean floor.
We'll go all the way down.
Aren't there monsters in the ocean floor?
Hey.
Like, aren't there like deeper in the sea? Aren't there creatures?
Well, there's creatures at any part of the sea,
That's
Ileana.
fish.
But
There are creatures that just bit Lurie.
they're not gonna
but
like us just walking over their floor, are they? That's where they live.
We want to fly off the side
We'll
of the
take off our
trench.
shoes. We're not going to dirty their floor.
Okay.
We should go
Take off
straight
our
down.
shoes.
Not sure how I feel about this plan, but I don't know much about the ocean, so Sure.
We have to go in the ocean. That
Well, no, I
Yeah.
mean, but that's awfully oceans are deep, right? Like they go down all the way,
well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
like
They do go to the
for
bottom
like
of themselves.
forever.
Well, where do
Maybe
you
there's
think the
not.
giants are? You think they're at the top of the trench?
They're probably on a boat, you guys.
Yeah, I don't
like-
think that they're underwater,
Well,
Linnet.
what they need has to be at the bottom of the trench. Wouldn't be floating at the top, right? They
Well,
gotta be
yeah,
looking for
but-
things at the bottom.
Well, I don't know how they would survive for a prolonged period of time down there.
If they
Can
have
giants
traps.
breathe underwater?
Yeah, but they still need to eat.
Well, they just come back up.
And this whole like, are we talking about like a
How big is it? Yeah.
yeah? How big? And then when you're saying the waterfalls, is there like a gap of air in between?
It is
Like,
there's an
very
empty
hard to
space?
tell at this distance. So
Okay.
Stars notified you as soon as she saw this weird like ripple in the water. So you can tell that the water is like folding in on itself. It's hard to tell if there's any gap between the two sides, if it's just like sucking itself in. Yeah, it's hard to tell at this distance.
Okay, then I'll say, guys, the ocean might be sucking itself dry. It might be dangerous to take our boat too close to it.
Yeah, I'm just worried that if it is like a waterfall, okay, just from where we are right now, does it look fucking like miles and miles and miles long?
Yeah, it seems to curve off into the distance onto the horizon where you cannot see an end to it from your current vantage point. You can sort of see where it starts because you are on the very western side of it, but you
Yeah.
cannot see where it ends.
Okay, well, okay, let's get a mile away from it.
A mile. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Just
we'll
any
walk that
ships?
last mile.
Can you just make a survival check for me, please, Jules?
I have to make it. What am I?
Hmm? But
What am I?
you're the one
checking?
giving the directions for the mile.
No, I would have told someone else to.
Okay.
to do. I'm not great at survival. I would have told
Okay.
the professional navigator or captain. I'm gonna leave this to the pros.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say stop when we're not a mile away.
Okay. Okay. All right. They said that a mile should be safe, but you shouldn't necessarily press any closer until we know more. So, all right. So you guys make your way around. Are you going to try and get closer to it on the east side, or are you going to try and stay further to the very western point?
Is there a difference?
There could be.
Is there a visible difference right now?
Not at the moment, no.
I do believe we were told to check out the southern to southwestern part.
Okay.
Is what Captain Rory said anyway. So if we're looking, here with everyone, I think we should start right over there then.
Henry will follow that direction, bring you about a mile in. Stars will go up and assess what she sees. Oh, sure, she doesn't get advantage. She says it looks like there is some sort of gap between the two sides of where the water seems to be going down. But she can tell by the way that like the ripples in the water, there's not really waves, but the ripples in the water as you're coming through, if you get much closer than you are right now, it's probably going to start pulling the ship towards the trench itself.
Okay. We'll hop out wherever it's safest for the boat.
I imagine the Titan, if we're looking for information on, will be fairly easy to observe once we get near it. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so the four of you with your caps on are jumping in.
I'm gonna use my cloak.
Oh, your cloak.
Yes. It
Yeah.
doesn't fit over my horns.
Ileana will help you fit over your horns.
Is there anything special that you guys are bringing or leaving behind?
Ugh.
Leaving Artemis on the ship.
Um, guys, should I take my chainmail? Are we okay?
Yeah, you should take your chainmail.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Ileana would leave her books behind. Anything paper that she has in her inventory. Take the pocket spell just in case.
Mhm.
Leave the house seated of Harasa back at the
Mhm.
boat. But I think the only thing paper that she'd be taking would be probably, because she does have like a document on info on the Titan Recon.
Okay.
So she'll kind of slip that into her armor.
You take
Great.
the cloak of useful items, Ileana?
Yes.
Bringing that. or-
Oh, for sure. I'm bringing all my cloaks. Well, there's two of them.
A
She has two
wardrobe of cloaks. Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the little drift globe.
Okay. Great.
You have both alchemy checks. Does Derek have both of them? Didn't he take both of them and he's got them on his belt?
Mhm.
Okay.
Someone has 2 alchemy jugs on them right now because you have not sold one of them.
Oh,
Not Ileana.
One for mayonnaise, one for Dijon.
that sounds right.
Yeah, that was static.
Okay. So you make your way into the ocean and start swimming towards the trench, and you can feel you don't even have to swim that there's like no difficulty. Ileana, you've never felt like you've made more progress in swimming in your life because
You did it.
it's she looks great because the water is just pulling you not at a frightening speed, at least not yet, but it is pulling you down towards the trench as you I assume you guys, are you swimming in like the first little top of the ocean? Are you going down pretty far? Or what do you?
Leonard's gonna want to go down.
Yeah.
I mean, we should still swim towards the top so we can see a little bit better when we get to the edge. In my opinion.
How close do you want to get? Like, what would you like to see up top? I mean, we
Just
probably
to look
see-
out and see, get our surroundings.
I think it might
But
get
it's
pretty
like when we
vicious
get to
in
the
there.
drop, you know.
All right, so you make your way closer and closer till the point where you feel like if you go much further, you are not going to be able to resist the ocean itself. In fact, can I get athletics checks from everybody with Jules doing it at advantage because he has a swim speed right now?
Great. 18 for Ileana.
18,
19.
19, 4 on Lennox.
Oh.
7.
7. Okay. So as all of you were sitting there assessing what you see in front of you, Lennox and Derek, it is taking all of your effort to tread water at this point, and you feel like you're probably going to get exhausted pretty quickly if you stay here much longer.
Okay.
As you take a look, can I get everyone's perception, please? Perception checks.
Ileana would definitely be trying to help them if she can.
And Derek's full on like cat doggy paddling with his chin
Mm.
up out of the water. It's
Mhm,
like,
yeah,
Lennox too.
my perception is a 13.
13. Okay.
So Victoria, sorry,
Yeah.
this went really fast and I didn't get a chance to tell you.
Yeah.
Beans also has a cloak of the manta ray.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's
Can I get
adorable.
an athletics check from him at advantage then?
He got 20.
20. Okay. Yeah.
Damn, he's good. What a good boy.
What are the rest of the perception checks? I got Stephen and Steph's already.
Perception is also at plus 10, 29.
29. Great.
Whew.
And for you, Jules?
Perception.
Mhm.
20.
20. Okay. So Jules and Lennox, surprisingly, you're, even though you're struggling, you're focusing really hard to get this information to the group, and you are seeing that you think the gap is actually pretty sizable. It's hard to tell from surface level how wide that gap is, but there's definitely a gap because you see like birds flying in and out with ease, right, of this gap itself. Mhm.
Any ships or anything like on those water surface around here?
It doesn't seem to be, but I will say with those two checks, because they were high enough, you can see way off in the distance, further along the trench. It almost looks like just a regular cloud until the two of you take a little bit more notice and look like it's too specifically shaped and too gray to be just a normal cloud, and you think that maybe that's a cloud giant's castle.
Oh, I think that there's another cloud. I think it's giants there. Remember how they had that cloud?
Ileana helping.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna swim
Oh,
back a little ways. Just
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. You still feel like you're pulling and it's still taking effort, but you're not like struggling the way you were.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sorry, that cloud, is that like out like down in the gash?
It's not in the trench itself. It's like hovering above it, a few miles away from where you currently are. It's hard to give too much more detail just because of the distance and where you are in relation to it. Like if you were up higher, you might be able to see what it's doing, but like
Gotcha.
at surface level, it's hard to tell.
They're doing something, but if they're up there, if it is a giant's cloud, they're probably gonna see the ship. It's a few miles out, but if they're keeping watch, we might want to tell the crew to get some distance maybe, and
yeah, I think so.
then we go down, or with a sending stone to the crew, some way that we can let them know where to find us and where to pick us up when we come back up, perhaps.
Well, if you guys want to wait here, I can swim back pretty quick.
Oh, thank you.
I can swim really fast.
Sold.
Yeah, noticed.
All right.
Okay.
I'll swim back at a swimming speed of 120.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
absolutely.
That's awesome.
So it's extra work because you're working against this current, but you're able to make it back fairly quickly, certainly faster than anyone else could have, back to the ship that's trying to maintain its position while they wait for you.
Yeah, I'll just fill them in. I'll tell them, be careful. Someone might be watching from the cloud. Don't come any closer.
Google.
Do it. What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry. Don't come any closer. And then, just if they need to leave, it's fine. We'll find them.
Okay. Henry says he understands and that they'll try and change their profile so it's harder to see them in the water.
Yeah.
And if they need to leave, they'll head back to the closest land point and wait for them there.
Yeah, and maybe start like firing some cannons in the air or something so we can hear it.
Okay, yeah, they can absolutely do that. Yep.
All right, then I'll swim back to the group.
Okay. You move incredibly quickly because the current is helping push you along, so it's not very long before Jules returns.
Oh, welcome back. What's next then? We head down? Don't know.
We definitely can't approach them on top of the water or they'll see us coming. So
How big of a drop does it look like getting like am I able to look like on the other side?
It is impossible to see from the sea level how far of a drop it is.
Okay.
If I swim down a bit, do I see, is it like land that's built up that's created this waterfall? Is it like magic? Like you just swim through the ocean out the waterfall?
Swim down and make a perception check and an arcana check since you're specifically looking for
Okay.
natural
Oh.
and
There's 21 for perception and Arcana. Oh my gosh! Well, I'm gonna take that as a dirty 20. Well, it's 20 plus 2, 22.
22. Okay. That would be enough. As you swim down and look, you can see it's so strange. Like you can see like animals and plant life as it's like floating through the ocean. Nothing large, right? It's all been smaller stuff like a group of sea turtles and things. But as they come to the edge, it almost looks like they're suspended in the water by the edge, and then they like will come back and float back, or they'll float down, but it's not like it's immediately pulling them off whatever drop there is. You cannot see the bottom of the ocean though, but perhaps there is some sort of magic involved.
I could.
I'll share that.
I mean, if I'm understanding what you're describing, the Nick, I could maybe, if we're worrying about dropping, are we worrying about hitting ground? The distance?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. That's
I
definitely
could
concern.
go out, swim out, and bring out my wings, and I could help y'all to the ground.
We might be able to go just down and swim down, pass through.
Oh,
Based on what the
maybe.
turtles are doing.
Yeah.
They're right, because it looks like good. They're just coming back around, I think, anyway.
Maybe we'll have Ileana try it out, and then we'll.
Right, have your wings out and see if you can swim down like 200 feet, and then try and swim out through the waterfall and see if you pass through. If you do, just fly back up to us.
Okay. All right. So swim down about 20 feet and then try to
200
pass
feet.
through 200 feet
200 feet.
and then try to pass through. Okay. We'll
2
do.
feet.
Okay. So she will
20 inches.
yeah, so she'll swim down 200 feet.
Okay.
Victoria, and I don't know how the wings will react to getting wet. So she's actually going to like get some momentum and swim out of the waterfall at an upward angle.
Okay.
So that when she gets outside, as soon as she hits air, she will bring out her wings.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So as Ileana makes her way closer and closer, you can feel yourself getting pulled more quickly and more quickly, right? It's just quicker and quicker. And right when you hit this sort of, it's almost like it's a lighter color blue because you can tell that there's light coming in from the other side.
Okay.
You feel almost like you're suspended in the waterfall itself, and you slowly start dropping. So you're gonna actually have to like, you're gonna have to start pushing yourself to get out the edge, but you are
Okay.
like dropping down. You can feel yourself being pulled down, but
Okay.
it's not at like a rapid speed, but it is you are coming down.
Okay. And this is in the air. I'm still in the water.
Sorry, you're still in the water, so you're gonna have to
Okay.
like make an athletics check to try and
Okay.
swim past this.
Yeah. Oh, did I? I don't think I did. I don't think I picked up. Nope, did not pick up lucky in this. I've already used my inspiration. So that is a 10.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, it's just an athletics check. So you go down 40, 50 feet slowly, almost like you're slowly falling in this waterfall. But you finally push yourself out the other side. And as soon as you hit the other side of this water and you're out in the air, your wings come out and it catches you. And you drop just a little bit as the difference of time. But you see before you this gap. It's probably about 1.5 miles wide. It looks like it changes widths a little bit, but there's a waterfall, and the water seems to like, it's going quickly as it's coming over the edge, but it seems to like slow down to almost nothing. And the water is just like calmly hitting the basin below.
Okay.
It looks like there's almost an island in the center of the trench that just extends all the way down. And can I get a perception check from you, please?
Sure. That's a 3.
Okay. Yeah, you just see the water hitting this new ocean floor, that's surrounding this island down at the bottom, and it's green and it just keeps going, and it twists off to one side, almost like you can't see where it goes, but you can look off in the distance and you see the cloud just hovering further down above this trench.
Just water in her eyes. Oh God. Oh, my eyes sting. Guys, there is an island down here.
Right?
Do I see, so there's an island in the middle. Is there
Mhm.
enough water for them to safely come out of the waterfall that they're in, or the water that they're in, to land safely in the water? Or would they hit land? Can I tell that?
Like if they had ridden
Yeah.
the waterfall all the way
Yeah.
down, you can, if you fly down a little bit further, you're able to see that the water seems to this water seems to be creating the island itself, right? So
Okay.
you don't know how deep it is, the water itself down at the bottom, because this waterfall seems to be about 500, 600 feet in. But the water does connect from the waterfall to the water around the island.
Okay. I'm not really sure. I mean, if y'all want to meet with me at a certain point in the water, like where you are or where I came out at, and I can try to catch you as you come out, or try to get you from the water, to like take you down to land.
Wait, the
I mean, it
water's
sounds
slow,
like
though.
we really slow down, right? Once you go
Yeah.
over the edge.
It got quicker for me going down.
It got quicker as you got closer, and then as you went over the edge, it slowed down. So
Sounds like
I
we
mean,
can.
y'all can try it if you want. I mean, I'm just offering something a little bit easier, but
I don't know what to ride.
I'll go down, and then Ileana, do you want to just spot me? Just keep an eye
Yeah.
on me. If you think I need
Yeah.
to be grabbed, come grab me.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
Coming,
swim
Derek?
over.
just
Yeah.
Jules, right?
For right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
going in
and
the waterfall too. Yeah.
Oh, you're okay. So Jules and Lennox are gonna head down, and Beans and Derek are
tell
gonna
Beans
wait.
to stay with Derek and do.
Okay.
I'll
and
keep an
follow
eye
Derek.
on beans.
Okay, all right. So as the cat and the dog hold each other in the water, staying afloat, the two
It's
of
a real
you,
homeward bound situation.
Mhm, mhm. Lennox and Jules may swim their way to the edge. You feel that same sensation where it seems like you're speeding up as you get closer to the edge, and then as you hit that light colored portion of the water, you start to feel yourself being pulled down, but as you go down 40, 50, 60 feet, it's slowing you down to a speed that you know you're not going to come barreling down and hit the ground. You guys going to do anything during this time?
I'll do some somersaults and do like
Okay.
a sick.
Yeah,
like,
some
Sure.
things.
Give me a performance check.
Performance.
Yeah.
9.
9. Yeah, it looks really cool. Partially because Lennox got salt water in his eyes, trying to watch you. So very impressive. So you make your way down, and are you guys gonna try and stop yourselves at all, or are you gonna try and get to the bottom?
Trying to get to the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it takes a little bit, because you find that at about 100 feet, you were really like slowing down. It's almost like you're floating in this water. And it's a really slow ride down to the bottom, but you gently land in this pool of water. You can tell it's fairly deep
Mhm.
below, but the water is just like almost a mist by the time you hit the water itself.
And this took a minute, and
Mhm.
Derek doesn't hear anything, and he
What?
goes, "I'm sorry, Beans," and we start trying to swim back toward the ship.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Our adventure is over.
No. Yeah. We'll tell like as soon as we start doing like somersaults and stuff, we'll tell Derek that it's fine.
Okay.
Come down.
Okay.
And I'll turn around, Beans, like, false alarm, buddy. Don't tell him I said anything.
You can see Beans like shake his head like he'd never betray your confidence.
No.
And
All right.
Then we go.
Okay. So Derek and Beans also make their way down. So it's about like a 15-minute process of, the first group starting and then following the rest of you. But you find yourselves floating in the water misting above you, and the shoreline to this enormous, long, very, very skinny island in the trench.
Oh, well, we're all here. You think we should swim under this water a bit until we get to the island's edge, or do we see anything like from here along
Yeah.
the,
Is there
the
any signs?
island's
Of,
edge?
There is, so you can see, actually make perception checks for me, please.
26.
26,
14.
14. Okay. Anyone else looking?
23.
23
Can I roll again or?
for perception?
Yeah.
Are you with them on the island now?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
would've
then
went
yeah,
with them.
yeah. These are fresh checks.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay. So Ileana and Jules are surveying the land. While it has sort of like a jungle-like quality to it, it isn't a dense jungle. And you can tell that it'd probably be fairly easy to traverse by foot because it's mostly ground foliage and the occasional palm tree. Lennox and Derek are looking up further. You can see off in the distance the Cloud Giant Castle, and it looks like there's almost like a spiral staircase coming down now that you missed before, down above a point. It's probably 3 miles off from where you are right now. And you can tell that the water, because there's no like harsh waves or anything from the waterfall, it's just like this sort of misty rain. You could swim along the edge if you wanted to. There's a very thin strip of beach on either side of the island, and then there's this strip of green that's probably about it looks like it's soft grasses and ferns, so while it's easy to traverse, it's probably about chest height for most of you. So
Okay.
Should we go
So
through
it's like the
there?
island has a Brazilian wax.
Like a 90s landing strip.
Mm.
Okay. Making
Right.
sure yeah, so I would I guess we would convey that and see how, one, I assume we all want to get there, and how which path we want to take.
Probably.
We could
go
water
cover.
walk, but we'd be out in the open.
What do you say we swim underwater until we'll head over to that grass or whatever's up. If it's up to our chests, we can hide in there decently if and when we have to.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
great. So with your caps and your cloaks, you are able to easily make your way under the water. You know, you come up every once in a while to just like get a bearing for where you are and go back under. You get fairly, how close do you guys want to get to where you think you see the spiral staircase coming down?
I guess it depends on if we see anything else as we're
Yeah.
Sure.
crossing.
Yeah.
We're looking for Titan
Yeah.
things, anything related to we see
Okay.
anything that stands out.
I will say, let me just look at one thing really fast. Sorry, I had like a million things open.
I can't believe it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Only 7 different spots that we've been in this one session. With 30
Um,
different things going on.
Yeah.
Derek, what's your passive perception, just out of curiosity?
My passive is 17.
And Lennox is 20.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So I'll say without checks, you guys are able to tell. As you're getting closer, it is hard to see anything that looks like a Titan, but you do see giants sort of milling around around the area that the spiral staircase is coming down. You don't see much else in the way of animals except for birds themselves. You do see like occasionally like a turtle and things, things that live in the water, but also on land. But nothing that seems to be a Titan, but they all seem to be working around in this like one circular area.
That seems to be the place of interest. If you look over here, giants milling about to anyone, just in case no one else saw it.
I will also say that it looks like they're concentrated in like this one very tight area by the spiral staircase. And it does look like the grass just continues to extend out.
I mean, if we get, I don't know if we can get more quiet collectively. I don't know how much information we're looking to recover. And we're down here. We know where they're digging. We just don't really know what they're digging. I mean, what they're doing. I guess we don't know if they're digging, but we're all right around that spot near the spiral staircase. None of us have used anything that makes us quiet yet, right?
Mm-mm.
I could polymorph myself into one of these bards. Just have a flay about. See if I can spot anything without getting too close. And then
And I also still have my wings out too, but
well, they might. Right, that's good to know. They might, recognize you over a bard, but it's
Sure.
it's good to know in case anything. I mean, if you're all okay with that, I'll make just a quick,
Yeah.
innocent pass about.
no, that's smart.
Yeah, sounds good.
Just don't get shot at.
Well, I'll try. I'll try and behave as much of a bird. It helps me. It puts me in the mind of a bird as well. So I'll just do bird things and come back. Cover yourselves to say.
Do
Okay.
bird things.
Oh,
Great.
wait, and I'll say, wait, Linux, you're going to go and see what they're looking at and what they're doing, right?
Hi.
Okay. All right, yeah, you're good.
Thank you.
All right. So, Lennox, you make your way up, you take a look, and you see probably 15 to 20 giants working on this area. They do look like they're digging down and excavating a space. And I will say,
Good.
just so it's easier, I'm gonna send it in the Discord chat, the image that you guys are that he
Oh,
that you
shit.
see
Yes,
That-
please.
of what looks like the bones of a titan that they are excavating out of this island.
Shit.
Can I-
Oh my god.
Shit. I mean, okay.
Can I get a perception check from you, Lennox?
Okay. Oh wait, I think I have to do bird perception now.
I think you do.
Damn
You're
it.
probably
What
good
kind
at
of
it, right?
5e bird? What kind of bird? What kind of birds are down here? Tiny birds? Is that okay?
Sure.
Oh, birds. It's just.
Birds.
Let's see.
Just birds.
Bluebird, cardinal blue jay. No, I need something sea related. I guess I don't have to go into all this. Why there's so many options here. We fucking bird that flies. And they have what perception's wisdom, right? +2.
Hmm.
Do I keep my proficiency though?
Oh wait, it's a mental stat, right? So in polymorph, you keep your mental stats.
Oh,
It's just your physical stats. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I rolled trash anyway, but I have a decent modifier, of course. What was it? Perception? Well, 12. I rolled 0.
Okay. Here's what I'll say is you're taking a look. You can tell that the skull of this titan is closest to you. It looks like they're currently excavating towards the legs. You do see what you originally think is actually like this bridge, like maybe that they're using to walk across it, and then you realize it's actually a sword, not a bridge that is crossing across it. And from this height, you're guessing the skull is probably about 25 to 35 feet tall, the skull.
Okay.
Hmm.
And they're mostly down by the legs, you said currently? is where
Yeah, they're currently working above the legs. They've got quite a bit of the torso uncovered.
All right. I will do that. And I don't see, can I take a look for like an area, if they're trying to excavate its heart or whatever, is there any
Mhm.
sign of any, like they pulled ribs apart or like, I don't know if it's supposed to be literal?
I mean, right now you just see a skeleton. It is covered sort of like in that mossy green that you see in the image. It's hard to, with that perception. I'd say what you have is probably all you really see. No.
Oh. Do I see any birds like landing on the bones anywhere, just perching? Yeah.
I'd say you see, you know, a handful of seagulls that will dive down occasionally and then come back up. So it, you know,
Okay, I'm gonna dive down near the rib cage here and just not even land, just
Okay.
kind of dive, like pick at something and fly up.
and fly back up. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So as you do, you know, you see that they've got like buckets and shovels, giant sized, of course,
Nice.
that they're using to uncover. And I'll say that getting this close, you do see this one particular cloud that's separate from the spiral and separate from the castle that just seems to be hovering, you know, above the excavation area. And it's you see three giants up there. One of them is definitely a cloud giant. It's hard to tell what the other two are. But they seem to be sort of surveying the area and watching the progress.
Okay. I'll fly back and like land a little ways away from everyone, somewhere in the grass, and then like hop through the grass and then return to myself. Um, well, hi,
What was
just
it?
I'm back. Hello.
Uh,
You're not shot? That's good.
Not yet. Um, here's what I found. A bunch of giants are still excavating down at the feet. There's a separate cloud that's just up and over the torso area. They're just well, Cloud Giant and two others couldn't make out what they were, but they were sort of surveying the whole project. I couldn't see if they had anything. The heart, it was still it was very difficult to adjust to the bird's eyes and
Sure.
such. That's what I found. Is there anything I should go back and look for in addition to that?
I mean, do you feel like you have enough stuff to tell to
Maybe.
report back with?
I mean, I think that she wanted to know information about the Titan specifically.
Yeah. I
And
don't
so there's this huge bridge that traverses the whole this whole thing. They say it, and I'll point to the sword. Like that's a bleeding sword, and its grasp. So I have a good idea of what it looks like. I'll sketch it down when next I can. Maybe that will help inform Rory of maybe which Titan it is. I don't know if they all had different weapons or anything.
Yeah.
How good is Linux drawing of the sword?
Oh, I haven't done it quite yet because I didn't want to. I don't know if I have the stuff on me.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
sorry. Yeah, I'll do it when I get back to the ship, though.
You have seen his sketches and his maps before, and he is a pretty good artist. So
Well, if you haven't shown it yet, did the sword have any markings on it or anything?
It looks like it's succumbed to age. There's a fair bit. I mean, if it looks like this
Okay.
anyway,
Mhm,
it looks
mhm.
like it's chipped away at pieces. Nothing. Was there anything outside of like the image that stood out, like the hilt or any settings or anything in the sword or?
With the check that you have, it not necessarily. You know, you can see the basic design that you see in the image right now, but outside of that, you don't really see much else. You can tell the scale of it. You can tell that it's like a broadsword, but that's probably about it.
Did I get the general shape of its? Is that? Oh, it's missing. I see the skull's broken off there, and
A little bit, yeah. You could tell them how large the skull is, based on your
Okay.
estimation, but Mhm.
about this big. I mean, I might be able to do another pass, but it's out of danger, and I don't know if I'll see anything.
Any well, don't how many giants did you see?
Oh well, there were three, and the cloud over the head. Sorry, there was a dozen.
Mhm.
Okay, about a dozen or so down by the legs, working away, excavating the legs and feet portion. I mean, I feel like we've gathered some information. I have that nagging feeling we're gonna get there, and Rory's gonna say, right. And what about this? And I'm gonna be like, duh, right. I probably should have looked for that.
I can go invisible for an hour with my cloak.
I
If it
could.
would help to maybe get closer and listen and see if they say anything?
Does that work if I were to polymorph you? And then, like, if you went invisible and then I polymorphed you, would you be an invisible bard?
Why are you why are you polymorphing me?
Oh, so I've done invisibility a few times myself, which is great, except you can still be hard. And sometimes, I know your armor. Actually, I don't know if you have.
Why don't I take my
disadvantage.
armor off? I could go
I-
naked.
You could, but your feet will still make. Some. You do you. I'm not going to tell you how to live, but it's a concern. Like when I go invisible, you
But I
trip.
could
You
go.
kick a
I could
stone.
fly. I have my wings out for another about, maybe, 40 minutes, maybe
All right.
35.
All for it. Everyone else. If you can find anything that identifies maybe the Titan. I couldn't make out. I would have looked more at the sword if I could have. And
Am I aware, Victoria, since I've flown before and used my
Mhm.
wings so much, because I know that they're big,
Mhm.
does it make any noise when I fly?
I mean, it does make some noise of displacement of wind, just like, if it is another large bird where you can sometimes hear them flapping. But that's kind of the sound that it would make is the flapping sound.
I mean, it would make a bit of a flapping sound, but there are birds around, so maybe they'll just think that it's one of the birds. I mean, I'm not against being polymorphed. I mean, if you think that will
do
help,
what you
but
feels right. I'm here to support.
what do you think will work better, though?
Think whatever you're most comfortable with.
The neck.
Oh, truly.
Uh,
If you're a
Just-
bird and you're nervous, and then you're shitting everywhere, and then you get
Not
they're like, "Why is this
nervous.
bird splatting everywhere?"
I'm not nervous, but
Fine.
Does
I
it make noise when I fly with my winged boots?
Oh,
No, not really, because that's magic. Not that hers isn't magic, but it's a different kind of magic.
yeah.
oh.
I can do it if you guys want to send someone, since my boots don't make noise.
Well, the invisibility I have only lasts for a minute.
No, that's not. No, that's
That wouldn't be good. Ileana, is yours do an hour? You said, or is that an item?
No, it's my cloak.
oh, then definitely you should do it if it lasts for an hour.
Well, I mean, it's not attuned to me or anything. It
Oh.
doesn't require attunement. I mean, you can put it on, but I want it back when you're done.
Yeah. Why would I?
Jules would be right.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
What?
All right.
I'm gonna rub the back of Jules' shoulder, like, yay. Yeah,
And
Jules would give
so
it back.
she'll kind of take off the cloak out of the two and give it to Jules. Here, let me tie it around your neck. A little tight.
Just put a finger up. It's
Let's protect
a
yourself.
little loose. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a cloak of invisibility. I'm assuming that's what it's called.
Yes, yeah, it has the properties of the cloak of invisibility. Yeah, but it lasts for an hour a day. Yeah, and then I have to roll for it the next time I use it.
Liana, when did you get this?
Oh, it's the robe of useful items that I remember. We found some stuff and I was like, oh, I want the robe of useful
Oh,
items.
that's that too, right?
Oh, I thought her
Oh,
dad.
I thought this was a
Cool.
cloak of invisibility. I'm sorry.
Nope. No, but
Okay.
it's an updated, it's a better robe of useful items, and it has this added thing to it where it's like the cloak of invisibility. So it's like you have the cloak of invisibility.
Right. Like
But
peanut
don't
butter
go
and
using up.
chocolate, and then
Don't
you
go
put them
using
together.
up all my items, Jules. Okay, unless you absolutely have to. Okay.
Ileana, I'm not.
I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about
I'm
having
Rubbing
this.
not a stranger.
close to his shoulder. It's like, come on now, Ileana.
Ileana, it's me. Like, what?
This is our
That's
brand
odd.
new Swiss Army cloak.
I really like it.
I'm not going to take your new toy away,
Okay,
Ileana, I
thank you.
promise.
I appreciate it. Okay, go do your thing.
All right. So Jules, you go invisible and you fly?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I can be invisible for an hour or 2
Mm.
hours?
1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour, okay.
Mhm.
And then I can fly for 4 hours, so.
Okay. Great. Wonderful.
And then, yeah, I'll just go and try and take note of everything I can.
Don't let it fall off. Don't lose it.
So is,
She says,
Ileana,
"Mind
you're
not
embarrassing
yelling
yourself.
it
And I'm gonna
so as you hear Ileana's panicked voice in the back of your mind that you hang up on, can I please get a perception check at advantage because Lennox has described the area, so you know that you're just looking for specific things now.
All right, 24.
24. Oh yeah, that's plenty. So you fly in and around. You see you take a look specifically at the weapon. You see that the weapon itself seems to be inlaid with these enormous boulder-sized gemstones. They all seem to have like a ruby quality to them, though it's hard to tell at this scale, is that actually a ruby or is it just ruby red? And you see sort of this kind of almost like a Celtic knot emblem in the center of where the hilt meets the sword itself.
Okay.
You're taking a look also, and you can tell that like it's truly a skeleton. Everything that they've uncovered so far is just like there's dirt and plants and rocks and things all around it, but there doesn't seem to be any flesh, any brains, any heart, anything like that. It just is truly a skeleton. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else you're looking for specifically?
Just anything that is very apparently unique about it, other than the fact that it's a gigantic skeleton. Just markings or.
Sure. The markings, you've got all the markings on the sword. I'll say that you're able to, I mean, you're no Guillermo, but you estimate, you're able to tell that the skull itself is about 35 feet high. And you know, it's got to be over 100 feet long, but it's hard to tell because the legs are like in this really weird position. And you're able to tell that up top there's a cloud giant and 2 storm giants that are overseeing everything, and it is all hill giants down at the bottom.
Okay.
And you said 24, right?
Yeah.
You see around the hill giants, their arms are free as they're working, but there are massive manacles on their legs.
Okay.
I think that's about all.
If I have time, I'll fly up to the cloud.
Okay, yeah. I would say you don't have a ton of time up there, but you do have a little bit of time. What are you looking for up there?
Does the cloud, is it like a ship? Does it have a name?
Oh, you mean like not the little one, but like the
Yeah.
big one. Okay. I will say you can get up to the top, but you might lose your invisibility on your way back because it's like hundreds of feet up in the air.
How fast can I fly? Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay, no, I won't risk it then. I'll just go back.
I will say you can take a look at it from your current angle, and you've lived on the Isles long enough that you've seen the same cloud giant castle like float through occasionally. This seems to be that same one. It doesn't change form. So this is your local cloud giant attraction.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just tell them everything psychically and head back.
Okay, great. So as you relay the information and you take down your notes, prepare to take sketches as soon as you get back to the ship of what you saw, and your reconnaissance mission seemingly over, that's where we'll go ahead and end tonight's session.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was it. I expected
That
A lot
something
happened.
so
Solid.
much. Like, I mean, as far as the reconnaissance mission goes, I thought wow. Okay.
Well,
Cool.
you know, with your solid plan in place, I didn't think anything would go wrong. But
Sure.
yeah, you guys did
Okay.
great. You did a great job. You were very stealthy when you met up. So
Yeah.
great
Mm,
job, guys. All right. Well, thank
Yeah.
you everyone for hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. I'll let Dan do our sign off before we head out.
Okie dokie. We have well, you've been enjoying thoroughly, no doubt, the
Mhm.
Obsidian's Scar. Streamed. We don't stream the first Sunday of each month, but the other Sundays in the month, you'll catch us here on Sunday nights, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. Bring up our schedule here. If you had fun tonight, consider giving us a follow, so you can be alerted to all of our wonderful content. We have a ton of D&D across the week here, as you can see. A lot of a whole variety of art streams, mini painting, fan art, web comic. Steph teaches me to draw, and video games sometimes in the morning with co-op stuff and indie games, and on Sunday evenings, Trisha has Mad Games at Dusk. So lots of juicy, as Steph loves to say, content here in the channel.
Wonderful. Awesome. Are we rating anyone or are we just calling it a night?
I think we're gonna call it a night, and I can't find
Sounds
anyone
good.
at a quick look here.
That's all right. It's late. So, all right. Well,
Mhm.
everyone have a fantastic week. We'll be back next week as our crew heads back to the Isles and reports what they saw. Have a great week, you guys.
Dun, dun.
Bye.
Bye.